We're local recording.
Oh shit!
Are we doing it now?
Yeah, we're doing it.
We're live now?
Yeah.
It's on?
Yeah, it's on.
Hi.
Hi guys. Sorry, it's not an AMA.
No, I got my gum.
Well, I mean, it still is an AMA, it's just not live. We can't do it live. So we're sorry to everyone that we can't do it live. We're having internet issues.
School
which
sucks.
Shout out to Nerull subreddit. Maybe.
How many juicy fruits did you buy?
This is not juice fruit. This is double mint.
Wait, do you have any more juice
You
fruit?
waited till we started going live to open your juicy fruit.
What are you talking about? No, I opened juice fruit earlier.
Double
Can I
mint.
have a juicy fruit?
Yeah, hold
Because
on.
the last one lasted like 30 seconds.
That's a juicy fruit's lifespan.
Yeah.
Here, fight for the last of the juicy fruit.
Oh, no, if it's the last one, I won't.
Well, no, like the last as in like I didn't count.
This is how we started live
As in like
nonsense.
as in I think
Yeah.
there's still left juicy fruit.
That's how
Hi guys.
Hey, guys.
In this AMA, you submitted your questions. We got a lot of questions, especially just from one person. But we got your questions, and we have them all listed down. We're gonna answer them as soon as best as we can. And you get to see us.
Yeah, this will be, I think, the first time you get to see us.
Oh my
So there's that.
god!
Except for me.
Let's
You're gonna have to lean in every time.
Hi.
This is our crew.
What's up? Jordan, why don't you
So-
scoot back?
No.
Want to do a quick introduction of who you're playing?
I am JoJo, and I play Luke, Matthew, and Edward.
I'm Tenzin. I play every dead character, retired character in Musica.
Yeah, I'm Enrique, and I'm the DM.
I'm Trisha. I'm playing Ducky, and I used to play Honeymead. Yeah.
I'm Jordan. I play Nanashi. I play Trader, Melodious, and Gunther.
Oh god, it is Gunther.
Was
So
there
good.
one more, or is that just it?
John.
I think Gunther was the first.
Gunther
Yeah.
was the first. No.
Gunther was the first, then Nanashi was the second, then
Melodious.
then Melodious,
Nanashi.
then Schrader, then Nanashi.
Nanashi, yeah.
Yep.
And
Nah.
just stayed with Nanashi.
I stuck with Schrader for quite some
Oh,
time.
good.
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah,
were.
no, that was like 2 or
You
3.
were in Trader
That
for a
was
couple months.
yeah,
And
no,
then
that was
Nanashi
like 2
came
3
back.
months. Nanashi returned.
With a vengeance.
Alright, so we're going to
Chops
start
and
off
tendencies.
with our initial FAQ questions, which is kind of just a little question it's very general.
Like everyone who comes in new to our live stream always asks, so we'll answer them now, so that there's always video reference of it.
Before the campaign ends in like a single session.
My lips are fucking.
Yeah.
Get pretty.
The first FAQ question we have here is, how did you get into Dungeons and Dragons? So,
Start over here.
Friends.
The library.
Just friends and watching some stuff on YouTube on, I think it was JP's channel.
This fucker.
Friends. Yeah.
Friends, yeah.
Don't mind me just
What are you doing?
He waited until now to what the fuck was that?
You look like you're
Hey,
applying
guys, leave me alone.
He's creaming himself.
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
It's on the internet. You creamed yourself on camera.
Okay.
Dude, we could charge for this.
How long have you been playing Dungeons and Dragons?
Fuck. 4 years?
Holy shit, really? 4 years?
10 years.
Oh my god.
I guess I'm a noob. I, like 1.5, I guess? I think 1.5 years?
Like a year.
A
Like
year.
this was my first campaign a year ago.
A year.
So a year.
Let's see, it was sophomore year of high school, so 7? So, yeah, 7 years.
I didn't even know you guys were playing that long.
Yeah, no,
I'm still new.
yeah, no.
I would.
I'm playing
I'm
for
a
a while.
noob. I've only played 4 years. 10 years and 7 years. Okay.
Fucking
a year.
Whoa.
Hey, you're
Veteran.
Veteran.
So what's your favorite class?
Human fighter.
Monk. Warforge.
This are extended books.
This still counts.
I was teasing. I like humans that are first level into Sork and then the rest into Rogue.
That's Jasper, right there.
Basically, yeah, Jasper Olive pretty
I
much.
like clerics and swashbucklers. Yeah.
Digital mishaps.
Daedal mishaps.
I'm trying to think. I'm like, I know. I think I settled on, yeah, definitely a human spell thief.
Spell thieves.
Spell thieves, yep, definitely. Because they get a barrier that up to, like, from like levels 1 to 4, anything that like hits them, they just instantly absorb into them, and then they can use it later at any point in
Like
time.
that noise.
Though I also am getting really into
Spell
sounds.
dates.
Pisceans?
So what's your favorite race?
We sort of kind of answered that one a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
humans.
you did.
Yeah.
Holman.
Humans.
Half elves. I dig the half elf. I dig
it.
it. What? So,
Yeah, you said, so was Warforged race?
Warforged is my favorite race, but my favorite template is Half Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think
You're
it kind of counts.
fancy.
It counts as a race. Doesn't
Dragon,
it?
really like
Dragonborn?
5th edition because you get Dragonborns.
yeah, well, I like half
Yeah,
dragon,
I-
half minotaur elf racing
Starting
things.
off with a
Eldritch
breath weapon
Knight
in 5th edition
Warlocks.
is stupid. Oh yeah, it's for level 1 I have a breath weapon.
I like
Is that
being
the
a
thing?
centaur. Dragon centaur.
4 rib
Centaur
cages.
with run feet.
Kobolds. Kobolds.
Run feet.
Over.
Owlbears.
Pixies.
Warforged
Oh,
treated
pixies.
as a siege weapon.
Accordions.
Guys, we're still in the FAQ. We're already like,
We
What?
Let's get back on track.
what edition do you guys play?
3.5.
3.5.
It's all 3.5.
And-
Custom.
And
It is, yeah, it is a custom
Customs.
3.5 we use for ours. I am making a Fallout edition,
Ooh.
so
Are
that's
you
fun.
pimping yourself out already?
I can plug. I can plug.
Cool. Can I wear like, what are they? The Death Razors? Can I make a hat? out of one?
I have the combat, the skill checks, and the character creation down. I'm making the list of weapons, armor, and perks right now.
Neat.
Which is it's gonna take a long time.
To be honest, I don't know any DMs that doesn't do a little bit of customization with the rules.
That's the DM. That's
Yeah,
what
it's
they're
the
supposed to do.
DM.
It also is buying the book.
Is that all the
Half bullshit.
FAQs?
I got one more FAQ.
Oh.
It's mostly dedicated to you.
Yeah, what software do you use?
Well,
Software, parentheses, F.
Right now we're using Crosssplit.
Ah.
It's Chip. Twitch, YouTube, Facebook,
Skype.
Skype,
Audacity.
whatever this mic is.
Roll20. That's not software. That's like hardware.
But of
Ooh.
course, software to use.
But no, Roll20 is something we
Roll20.
use a lot.
Roll 20.
Mythweavers for your character sheets. Even
Oh,
though
I would forgot about that one.
Mythweavers. Yep.
Mythweavers because the Roll20 character sheet's kind of on alpha right now.
Kinda on.
It's on its period. It's a little feisty.
Kinda on. Just
Depending
don't.
if I have my books or not, I use the ebook files for the DM's guide.
Aw,
I
yeah.
use PDFs for
Dope.
the books. Which
Alright.
turned out are all free online. which is
Google.
pretty cool.
Google.
Is that all the FAQs?
That's all of them.
Yes.
Alright,
Now
so
we
now we get to the
mean-
specifics.
What's the first one?
Story of Lohengrin and Ducky / Who is Odile?
That's your two.
Yeah, that is our two.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the whole story of like Odile? Because that's gonna encompass a lot of this
That's
stuff.
That's basically the plot of the
This is
campaign.
the plot in the entire
The
campaign.
entire campaign is based around the story of Ducky, Lohengrin, and Odile,
Backstory time.
and Siegfried.
With a hint of Siegfried, but he's kind of a bitch now.
Yeah.
A little bit.
So I guess full exposition on what that's
You're
about.
better at consolidating than I am.
So, we'll start off with a little meta. When I was making the campaign, I had an idea of what the campaign was going to encompass, and then Trisha came to me and she's like, "Hey, this is the character, and here's the backstory I really want to put in your world." And I was like, "That is literally spot on, exactly what I've already made." So it made my job as a DM really easy because I could just say like, "Oh yeah, instead of me making this side note character, you are that character," and that's how Ducky was born.
And left on the...
Ducky, Lohengrin, Odile, and Siegfried.
Orphanage.
Those 4 characters were best friends at the Temple of Pelor. They were raised there. Lohengrin and Siegfried were handpicked and raised as paladins. Odile came from a noble family with a lot of money. A lot of money. And
Make it rain, make it rain.
and she became a cleric. And then Ducky was orphaned. She was pretty much just left at the steps of the Temple of Pelor and then raised by
Oh.
the people there. One day, Odile's parents died, and she got really, really upset to the point where she was
No,
slowly...
they're dead.
She slowly,
They're for sure.
yeah,
They're dead.
they are absolutely dead.
There's no duh.
There's no mystery on that one.
Well,
There-
there is mystery that we'll find out.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, who knows? Maybe I have some plot twists, and this is a huge...
No, I'm talking about the whole, like, order thing. The cult.
No,
oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That, I mean, like, that's what I'm doing the quotes for.
Well, we're
Yeah.
back this time.
So, so Odile got really upset and started turning towards Nerull. She's like, maybe if I worship the god of death, I can bring my parents back.
Never a good idea.
Basically stupid bitch.
Yeah, pretty dumb move. Personally, she probably could have just like worshipped Paylord, found the correct way of bringing her parents back through miracle and wish spells because clerics are overpowered.
Reincarnate or whatever.
Or reincarnate if you have the extended cleric spells. So Odile wanted to get her parents back, and she always hated Lohengrin. They you know those friendships where they just butt heads all the time, but they're still friends. It's butt
John and
heads.
Pablo.
Friends by association.
Yeah,
John and
they were
Pablo.
more
John
friends
and
by-
Pablo, no, they love each other.
They were definitely friends by association.
Hi, John and Pablo. I know you're
Odile
watching.
loved Siegfried, and Ducky was great friends with Lohengrin and Siegfried and Odile. So Lohengrin and Odile they were never really friends on their own. And at one point, Odile was completely corrupted and started worshipping Nerull and set up a scenario where Lohengrin was forced to choose the lives of 3 civilians or his friends.
Which is
And,
what the three
and
people
as a
like.
paladin, the first thing you're supposed to do is say, I will choose all of them, and figure out a way to do it. You throw yourself and theoretically, if there's a bomb, you just throw yourself on the bomb and try to prevent as much damage as possible.
Grenade!
Lohengrin,
You have a
without
high AC.
hesitation, chose his friends, so he lost his paladin powers. Ducky and Siegfried were saved, the 3 people died, and Odile went into hiding. Lohengrin, losing his paladin powers, believed he was a disgrace to the order at the temple, and just decided, you know what, I'm a bad influence on Ducky, and Lohengrin really likes Ducky on like a personal relationship level, but he could never address those feelings because he was a paladin, so he just decided, screw it, I'm a bad influence, I'm leaving.
He had a scene phase.
Yeah, he left. Basically, this is his like emo scene phase where he's like, thanks mom and dad, hair flip, and then he left the temple and traveled north.
Gonna get his a wolf
Eventually met up with one of the Sentinels of Dawn, Father Elijah, and they started killing some
Elijah went
undead
night
and
road.
freeing up the towns from ghoul infestations and things like that. Ducky, incredibly sad that Lohengrin's gone and just wanting her friends to come together again because now her entire world is crumbled apart. Her perfect little bubble of friends in her world is gone. Odile, her best friend, is gone. Lohengrin is scattered to the wind, didn't even say goodbye. And Siegfried is just angsty about the entire thing because he's like, this girl that I like, Odile, is now evil, and I fucking hate her for killing 3 innocents.
And he's a paladin.
And he's a paladin, so there's obvious reason to hate. And then his best friend Lohengrin leaves, and then Ducky's distraught, and then she leaves. So they're all kind of a lot of tension, a lot of friendship
Captain to
tension.
4 wins.
Yeah.
So Ducky decides, I'm gonna go find Lohengrin so I can bring my friends back.
And cheese.
And so she travels south, and they never really met up until the campaign really started.
Because plot.
Yeah, and that's kind of the intro story for Ducky, Lohengrin, and Odile. For the campaign, jumping ahead, Odile started becoming a lich.
Yeah,
because
you know.
she was bent
She
by
just kind of
Victory.
picked it up one day.
she was bent by Nerull and other people to believe that if she worshipped Nerull, she became a lich, she made herself the vessel for Nerull, that she would be able to bring her parents back. Which we found out
Which
actually.
technically she could, but...
If you did watch the streams and stuff like that and you're caught up with the story, we found out that the reason why Odile first started thinking about Nerull and did everything she did up to this point was because she was manipulated by a cult that happened to be the same cult that Malachi was played
Fucker.
from. So there's that.
Let's
Is that
hope-
good enough for the story of Lohengrin and Ducky, or is there points that am I missing?
No, I think you covered all the good
You're getting one to the
basic
cult where
stuff.
you find out everything is all...
Everything is their fault.
Yeah.
But that's
Fault cult.
Sex P.
Sex B.
now Ducky and Lohengrin in the story are together. They are on the path to save Odile.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
basically Ducky found Lohengrin after searching for a year. She had the party members blah blah blah, and they went to the city where he was like hiding out and selling furs, and now he's a ranger. And
and then he took her
Oh,
cherry.
Lohengrin.
Then he popped her
When
cherry.
Lohengrin traveled north, traveled
somewhere
with
in there
Father
that
Elijah.
happened.
After he traveled with Father Elijah, he became a ranger because he realized that he still wants to do good. He still wants to be kind of like a paladin, but he doesn't feel comfortable next to the holy order of things. So the next best bet is a ranger because rangers are meant to protect people.
In the forest.
So in the forest or something like that. So he became a fur trader, and he's happy with his new life. then Ducky screwed it all up
Thanks.
by coming there and
Dragging him back in the drama.
dragging
Yeah.
back into the drama. But
You're in my bubble.
the
Come
end
back to
game,
my bubble.
there will be a narrative at the end of the campaign that describes what happens between the four characters, which is Lohengrin, Ducky, Odile, and Siegfried.
If they
If
don't.
they get the good ending. If they fail the last session,
Good
something-
ending.
It
Good
could
ending.
happen. They could fail the end game.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So.
Next, next question.
If we get the bad ending, I'm just gonna restart the campaign and then go for the good ending.
Say screw it.
Load save,
save.
please.
If you fail the end game,
Load save.
I do have
Save
another
up.
campaign that is based off of your failure.
No. No.
Which I'd be pretty down for.
Yeah.
No,
have to-
I
we
would
have
be
to know.
down,
We
but
have
do you
to
know
know.
the kind of
It's in
heartbreaking
What we-
references he would make?
Oh yeah, there'd be some
Heartbreaking.
fucking Quasimodo
Motto?
shit.
It'd be like, oh, it would have been
Ducky.
so nice if, like, heaven, or like, if Nanashi went on to do what he was supposed to do.
Oh,
No,
Ghost
I-
Altamira? Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yep.
another campaign idea.
Nope,
So
that's
the next
definitely good.
question is, what are the characters fighting for? I feel like I sort of answered a little bit of that on
Well, on Ducky's part, but
Ducky's
for
part,
the
but
rest
not
of
for the rest of them. So we'll start with Jojo here.
World stability, because Edward being wanting to travel around, he doesn't want a world to be destroyed. He does good things. Good things.
Musica just wants to make the world a better place through music.
Uh,
Duh.
duh.
Perfect.
Duh.
Nanashi.
Oh, wow. That's a deep question. It's like, what is Nanashi fighting for? Really? He's fighting for a lot of things. I guess, like, he's mainly right now trying to fight to figure out who he is, because he sort of lost touch with himself when he realized that he fucked up, like, really bad.
You want your sword back? Well,
But
first off,
mainly, I suppose,
The next question will
Yeah.
explain your backstory.
yeah, I guess the short question the short answer would be, Nanashi is fighting to right wrongs. That's it. He's trying to right all of his wrongs and other people's wrongs.
Well, the next question is to you. What's Nanashi's backstory?
No, it's
Oh.
what makes the character
What makes
special
this
/
character-
Oh.
backstories.
Everyone's.
Do you want to add anything about what Ducky's fighting for?
Earthquake.
She got earthquake and firestorm, guys. That was so cool.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Fire and brimstone!
It's happening. It's happening.
Fire and brimstone!
It's holy though. It's okay.
Holy fire and
Holy
brimstone.
fire and brimstone.
That's what the book said too.
Exactly. It is
I
holy
feel like
fire.
Ducky's fighting for a lot of things too.
She's fighting
Oh, yeah.
for the world, but most of all, she's fighting to get what she lost. She's the more. It doesn't really show a lot, but she's actually a very selfish character. She's incredibly selfish. So what she actually has a vendetta against Nerull for taking away her entire life.
who's a
So-
threat?
So technically she wants.
He fucking said that she wasn't a threat. Well, you know what? She's a threat.
Technically she's going for revenge, kind of.
A little bit of revenge, a little bit because she actually, like a lot because she actually wants Odile to be saved and she wants Odile to be happy. She wants to live happily with all her new friends, all her old friends, and she's just, it's a lot of selfish reasons. But because she's put in a position where she's so important at this point, it's turned into something much bigger than she wanted.
It's because she's not a paladin that Paler can be like, good.
Yeah, because she's not a paladin, she can do that. So,
Clerics can be selfish.
Yeah.
101.
woo!
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What was the next question?
This is for you guys now.
What makes characters special?
What are your
/
backstories?
Edward's just an orphan from Aviera, who was taught in the ways of Farland, and now he's just traveled around helping travelers travel. He hooks up in caravans and protects them, owlbears or bandits, and he just does good. I punch things with my staff, my staff of punching. My McFlurry of blows.
McFlurry of blows. What flavor? Oreo?
All of
M&M? Reese's?
Pain.
Magically lawful.
Pain?
Flavor of pain.
Praline, so with caramel and Reese's.
Plus 39 to perform violin.
Th-
That's
yeah.
what makes him special.
How's backstory?
What's the backstory?
Oh.
Plus 39 to
Music about-
You
violin.
asked for
No, the
Yeah,
backstory.
what
What
makes
makes
your
him
character
special,
special
then
slash
Oh,
backstory?
okay, my
So,
bad.
like,
Backstory.
That's what makes him special.
Okay.
He's got a plus 39. I can roll a 1, and I'm still
Okay,
extraordinary
But
performance.
still,
There we
backstory.
go. That's your...
Plus 39 violin.
Backstory. Musica had a wife who was human. He's a half-elf, and he's like middle-aged right now, but he's technically 80. Anyways, he fell in love with a human who was a pianist and also a vocalist, and they were together being in part of a band, just spreading music because he loved spreading music. She died of old age, and he just carried on her wish and just going around the town, all around the country, play music and try to make the world a little bit of a better place. Because he thinks the best way you can communicate feelings is through music, not words.
I don't really have a character.
What makes character special?
Duck.
She was chosen.
Whack.
She's like one of the.
She's chosen by the Weaver.
That.
She's
The last one.
Same
the
with
last-
Nanashi, actually. He was chosen by the Weaver.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
remember that? We were on the tapestry.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're still on a piece of paper on the walls.
Exactly. The Weaver decided.
On the refrigerator.
The Weaver's the creator of all things.
The
all things.
Paylor's
That's what-
refrigerator just like, oh,
Weaver's
look at this
the
down
DM.
The Weaver's the DM.
The Weaver's the DM.
Because if you follow D&D lore, all of the gods they're not actually gods. They are transcended humans at one point in time. Like Vecna, I think it's Vecna, was once a really powerful lich.
Saint
And that's-
Cuthbert.
St. Cuthbert was a very strong paladin that
That
found
Cuthbert? No.
transcendence.
Paylor was a really
Um,
good cleric.
So the way I pictured that was,
With
well,
a hammer.
if these are gods that are basically
Fuck
just
yeah, cleric
transcendent
hammer.
beings that are really powerful and they have basically their own planes of existence, and they can create afterlives and stuff like that, because that means Nerull at one point was human and he's the god of death, so someone had to come before him. Who was the one that created all of that? And that was, in my
The
book,
Weaver.
I named him the Weaver. They don't know anything about the Weaver, really, outside of they have the Genesis Blade, which is the first blade ever created. They don't know really what its purpose was or any of its history. All they know is that for some reason,
Keyblade.
it's the only weapon that can seem to strike a god and sever the tie between the vessel of the god and the
Keyblade.
actual god.
Keyblade.
And it
So,
weakens the god
supernatural.
drastically.
Oh yeah, Ducky has that.
Supernatural.
No, it's
No, like
supernatural.
the first blade.
Yeah, the first blade
I'm thinking it like that.
is just a kill-all weapon.
Nanashi's
Yeah.
backstory.
Oh, shit. Okay, so Nanashi is a part of a nameless clan sort of thing. Their whole reason for being nameless is because they think that, like, you deserve to... That, like, a name shouldn't be given to you. It's something that you earn.
Nanashi means nameless.
Yep. So, basically, like, what happened is that... Like, should I just, like, keep it short and simple?
No, Nanashi's backstory is incredibly important because his backstory...
Because it's his fault!
His backstory ties to the Ultimerian Wars, and currently, Nanashi's backstory is what shaped a continent.
Okay, so...
Or the worst.
Okay,
It's
so,
like-
okay,
it's
so,
different on
okay,
time,
so,
guys.
okay,
Plus
so,
it ties into another question.
okay, so,
Yes.
Nanashi basically, okay, so, Nanashi, like, since his family's not known for, like, names or anything, they're very well known for being warriors and being exceedingly amazing blacksmiths. So, can I just like point down? Okay, so him and his father, before his dad died in the initial beginning of the Ultimerian War, made a sword, and it was the most important thing to him because it was all that he had left of his dad. So then, when Nanashi grew up, he went into the war after his dad died, and during like the turning point of the war, the most crucial fight, he pushed forward with his group and took lead, and he won the battle by slaying the opposing leader's side, and basically he won the war with that, and then he had it blessed by the god that he was following at that time, which was
Alona,
Alona, the god of the woodlands. So it became more special, and he got his name. So then he
became famous.
he became famous, but in a bad way because,
So he became
Oh, he didn't know
infamous.
that yet. He didn't know that yet.
yeah, he didn't, no, Nanashi had absolutely no clue what he was fighting for the entire time. He was just fighting to fight, which sucks.
I don't know.
Yeah, he was just like, it's like he was called upon the war as like a noble, and he's like, Okay, guess I better go fight. I don't really care.
The gist of that whole war was there were two brothers, and they both had different ideas of how the kingdom should be shaped. And Nanashi was fighting for the old regime, which was the older brother. The younger brother, who was, if you were to put like a good and bad side, the good brother was the younger one, and the leader that Nanashi slain was the younger brother.
So basically, like, Nanashi fought for slavery, and he wasn't entirely sure about that.
To put that into perspective, so like Nanashi ends up becoming famous, and the world starts shaping more, and
He fought for the South and didn't even know it.
to put it simply, he eventually a masked man kind of tried to assassinate him, stole this blessed sword that means so much to Nanashi. So Nanashi went off to the Stormblade Kingdom to try to find this sword and restore his honor, because weapons are everything to his clan.
He found it.
And when he met up with the guy, he found out that what he was fighting for was basically the older brother figured like, well, there's all this infrastructure that has to be built. Like roads need to be built, towns need to be built.
So might as well do it for free.
And like, how do we get that done effectively without overtaxing? It's like, well, how about
Indentured servitude.
we just use indentured servitude for
But
people.
forever.
We start slavery. And the younger brother's like, no, let's not enslave part of our population. Then he was like coming up with ways on how to do it. They became a war. It was nobles against like the poor for the most part, and anyone who could pay for the war became soldiers for the nobility.
Pretty much. So.
And then every battle that the regime won was pretty much saying like, hey, you lost. Guess what? Now you're our slaves. And if you want to pay off the war debt, you become indentured servants, which is a pretty way for, I guess, slavery. I know it's not the true meaning of indentured servitude, but it sort of is what
But yeah,
happens.
it's the nice way of saying it without saying like.
Yeah. So once the rebellion was quelled, there was an entire side of an army that could be enslaved to build the kingdom however they wanted. Nanashi had no idea this happened, finds out later in Stormblade, and then finds out that the god that he followed for all this time
Was totally okay with it.
was totally okay, because she knew that Alona is generally a good god, but the way gods gain their powers is through number of worshippers and things like that, and she kind of bent her alignment a little bit to maintain her power on that continent.
And
Nanashi
so
was
Nanashi
very pissed.
Yeah, no, Nanashi was like, fuck this hell. After he got kicked out of Emeraldia.
Yeah,
After
he,
being
For
offered
fucking
sex
them
by
hoes.
he had a lot of good things going on.
Emeraldia was just a big old clusterfuck.
Yeah, no.
Awful.
Nanashi had a lot going on for him, and then he realized that he did not deserve any of that. So, yeah. So here we
Nanashi
are.
lost pretty much
everything.
artifact level armor, a very, very highly enchanted sword,
Divine favor.
divine favor with this guy, which gave, if he was offered sex with Alona, and if he did, he would have got a divine bonus, which is like +1 to all stats.
But he stayed faithful.
I stayed
Aw.
He
faithful
stayed
to the
his
first one.
Oh.
And then she broke up
And then
with
she
him.
broke up with him.
Yeah.
No. But she's interested
You
again.
have a bunch of guards.
She's interested.
Yeah.
She's interested again because you're not just all muscle. Anyway,
I'm not completely insane.
I think that covers most of Nanashi's backstory.
Pretty much,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
Now she has a really long
The
backstory.
future thing with that backstory is that
The guy that stole from him, his backstory, does that tie into Nanashi?
that's how Nanashi
Yeah.
found out what really happened, what he really was fighting for.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
The Ultimerian Wars, now that it's over, if I am to do another campaign, there's a really good chance
Yeah, but
that we'll
it's
be doing the Nanashi comes back to Ultimeria
yeah, and
and tries to right the wrong and try to stop.
yeah,
over.
that's Nashi's biggest goal right now. Is he has a journal filled with a whole bunch of names of people who will help fight with
The
us to
47
start the
road
thing.
is-
So I feel
So
like-
basically, Nanashi is going back to start a war that he had ended, but end it the right way this time.
Yeah, very
Reed-
regretful.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
He's, yeah,
It is
you're-
the 47
you'll
round.
Oh.
like Keanu Reeves now.
Oh, hey, John.
Hey, Jimmy. Is that all?
I think.
Yeah, I think
The guy
that's
that
pretty much it.
that
Oh.
stole him got really old afterwards too. Like,
Yeah, there's backstory reasons for that, but
Yeah, but yeah,
we can
we'll
watch
read
the
that for
streams.
later.
Okay.
So, yeah,
The
next
streams
question.
are where-
Next
So,
question.
lesson so far. Don't make deals with the god of death, and if you're going to have sex with a god of good, have sex.
Just do it.
Worst.
No.
Let's
Worst.
do it.
No.
No,
Hey,
except
she
for you,
was-
except for
she-
you.
I know, but he wouldn't have done
Always
it.
remain single. That's the story of the day.
Yeah, it's not too hard if the Nacho fucks up again.
All right. So
Okay.
the next question.
How did you come up with the world?
Yeah, that's totally.
That's for
towards
you.
me.
That's for you.
After
How
I
did I
came
come
from
up with
players.
the world? Well, I was playing. I think it was not last summer, but the summer before that. So it was that summer of 2013? No. No, 2013.
Yeah.
Summer of 2013. I was playing Warframe with some friends, and they got me into D&D. And then I started thinking, like, it would be really fun if I started my own campaign. And I had all these little ideas along the way from past little one-off campaigns I did with them. And then I just decided I was playing a campaign with some buddies, and Those Sweetly was the character I was playing, and we were given free rein to come up with an entire backstory. So as a backstory, I created I created an entire universe for him. Maps, state of government, everything, towns, lore, just for one character. And it wasn't even the map we used in the campaign. It was just pretty much the trope of, like, I'm the hero from a far-off land who is important in this land, but I'm completely not important in your world.
What level was he when you introduced him?
Oh, he was like level... he started at level 1.
Then how can you be a hero at level 1?
By class.
I was new to
Class
D&D. I didn't
hero.
understand a lot of the things that I needed to know back
It's alright,
then.
it's alright. I'm just giving you a hard time.
But that was Those Weekly. He's in the current campaign, obviously, and he's a very important character.
No.
The world initially, like, I had the whole map and everything, and I was like, well, I really want to start this campaign. It started with our friend John, who's not here right now because he left the campaign after like 6 months in. It was Tony and then Jordan. Tenzin. It was Tenzin and Jordan, and I played a lot of Might and Magic 8 Day of the Destroyer. Really old game. You get on GOG.
Oh, yeah.
Really fun game. And I decided, you know what? Let's just make a tutorial for a campaign, and maybe it'll just be a one-off thing to just finish the tutorial. It's really similar to the intro of that game, and then since then they just grew. JoJo wanted to be in on it. I wanted Trisha in on it.
And it just took
Because
off like a
you
rocket.
kind of always want your girlfriend there, and
What's up?
And then I joined last.
yeah, then you joined, and it just
Good
became a
gun there.
big event, and we've been going since October 16th of.
And our friends
It
have
was
all,
last year.
a lot of our friends have wanted to join.
Oh yeah, we've had a lot of our friends come and talk to us saying like, hey, is there openings in Shadow of Nerull? Originally it was called Chord's Playground.
Cord.
It
Which
shall be
tie into
again.
why everyone gets excited about Chord. But
Oh yeah, that's
the next question.
Next question.
Oh,
But the world was really just, it came up from, the tutorial was based on a video game. The overall world was just came up on a whimsy, just because I like the idea of kind of a foresty region for elves. And I like world building a whole lot. It's one of my favorite things to do. Although I don't want to DM for a while, I already have like 3 worlds in my head of different campaigns. Because I just can't stop creating.
it's hard to stop.
It's really hard to stop creating.
Because when
once
you
you've
get
created one.
motivated to do something, then you're just like, I really want to make, like,
And what's funny
a
about
space.
what's funny about Stormblade Kingdom is that is one continent out of
A lot.
a lot. We got the Stormblade Kingdom. We have Ultimira, which is to the east. To the north is the Northern Dark Forest.
To the west.
To the west is the Western Deserts. And when I say deserts, plural, because there's a wet desert and a dry desert. So there's a snowy tundra, complete desert. Then there's your typical sand
On the
desert.
way down to the
And
west.
then to the south is untrodden forests, which has a lot of really cool stuff down there. But that's for a much more experimental campaign that
Super
I also
detailed.
have. So it's an entire world. We're only looking at like a small portion of it.
That means only 500 square miles.
Yeah, it's pretty undeveloped. Sure. Like the world's pretty undeveloped.
We'll
Yeah.
go to
But yeah, I guess in short, to come up with the world, just kind of did. It
Yeah.
was kind of
In a
there.
nutshell.
So he
Yeah.
just was like a typical god, you know? I was like, I got an idea, and I'm just going to work from there.
Yeah.
So what's the next question?
The next
Why
question.
does everyone get
Why
excited?
did everyone get excited about Cord and Win?
Let's do the win one first.
Yeah.
I made a character in case Ducky died, and I really wanted to play her, but Ducky never died. She's a sorceress, a professional bullshitter, I called her. She's like a fortune teller-esque kind of thing. And I really liked her a lot, but I never got to use her.
She was a bit of an asshole, which made
A
it
little
really
bit,
fun.
a little bit, like a
Mhm.
like jerk with a heart of gold trope, kind of. Except not a jerk, just she's an asshole. So I don't know. I just really liked her.
Well, you could
Like
probably
a,
make
she's
her
like
an
a
actual
she's like a
asshole.
half elf bitch, super duper, like bitchy.
With a deck of many things.
And then Enrique went and
And a pseudo
NPC'd her.
dragon.
I NPC'd
He
her and I
NPC'd
gave
her.
her the deck of many things.
Ah,
One of
so-
the best artifacts in the entirety of D&D.
Yeah.
Like,
it up.
never at one point in time have I ever wanted to be a rogue more, to just go,
Yeah, like
Don't flip through the entire thing; it'll just explode.
of course,
The deck of many things is ridiculous.
I got excited.
put the deck of many
about it,
things in a bag
because-
of holding and another bag of holding.
I think we need to tell the
Like
viewers,
21 with
Nah.
taking many things.
don't draw from the deck of many things
Don't.
unless you're ready to pay the ultimate
Don't
price.
Yeah,
ever.
there's the deck of many things has things that can go as far as you die, or something is like the next thing you kill, regardless of what it is, just 10,000 XP.
Or you
You
level
could
up.
gain, or you level up, or you can get a keep.
Or your soul goes into a little prison in the center of the earth while your body is occupied by another creature.
Yeah, you become a husk of yourself. There's a lot of like really crazy
It's like
things.
the Wabajack.
And
And
I
some of
got
them are
excited
like, draw
because
2 more cards and get like this little bonus, and you're like, wow, that's really great, but then I gotta draw 2 fucking
Yeah.
more, and it's
You're just,
Be
it
careful.
really is. It's a hit or miss thing. You can get something really good, really bad, something average, but you never walk away without your life changing drastically from that draw.
yep.
But my favorite part of Lynn is she's a sorceress, so she has a familiar, and it's a pseudo dragon named Puck, and he hides in her hood, and he has the best personality.
He's kind of pompous.
He's
He's
a
a really
little
fun character.
pompous little shit. And I'm sad that we never got to play that.
There
So
might
sad.
be a time
He's
when
like,
Win comes
"You
around. If you stick with
are
the
a
channel
dick."
and watch your stuff, then you might find Win in a future one-off campaign or something like that. And it's,
I
it's
love
pretty
her.
Cool.
She's so funny. She rides a floating
Mop.
instead of flying broom because she can't afford one. She's out for money because she wants a flying broom, but she has a flying mop instead. So she's always looking to make some coin, and she has Puck, her little pseudo dragon, and he goes, "Pet me, yes, this is acceptable."
I just-
he like purrs, and he just like he thinks he's tough shit.
I just realized that if we lose, you could play win.
If we lose, I could play win.
Or Dimitri.
Or
Or
Dimitri.
Dimitri.
I'd
The
have to
next,
kill him.
the next part of the question is, why did everyone get excited about Cord? I touched base on it a little bit. The campaign was
Cordsmiths.
originally
Yeah.
called Cord's Playground,
Chords against.
and Cord just kind of fucked with the party. He wanted to be entertained, so he
Doctor Seuss,
chose
right?
a group of adventurers, and he told them, like, hey, I kind of have this plan for you guys. I'm going to lean you in that direction, and then I'm just going to watch it, observe, and have a good time.
You need popcorn.
Yeah, he's popcorn gifts the entire time with the party. It started off with
Oh, watch everybody.
go defeat
Big
these
screen.
pirates, and then it turned into just travel south, see where that goes, and then they ended up traveling to some haunted mansion where they freed an angel an angel of Cord. Her name was Charon.
And he was like, oh shit, I didn't even know that.
Oh, that's where you went. Oh, okay,
Oh
thanks.
wow, hey.
So they just
Ouch.
kind of they
Shit,
did a
thanks,
little like
boss.
small little your average little D&D side questy type things.
Then
Until-
develop the plot. With
Until the plot started to really develop and places started
The wedding.
happening and
It was the
It
wedding.
It was the wedding that was the
wedding
turning
in
point where Cord was like,
Rosaline.
I got in trouble.
I was like,
guys."
hey, Cord, I'm going to borrow
Yeah.
these people. Why?
And then Cord just kind of sits there waiting by the phone. Someone give me a call.
It became kind of, it really became an inside joke with how no one wants to play with Cord, no one wants to entertain Cord. Although he's the god of strength, so he's supposed to be this like very masculine, powerful guy,
With a
but
beard.
yeah, with a beard and muscles and shit. But we kind of just made him into a guy who's just like
Waiting by the phone.
bored. like
He's like, I'm
Guys!
bored. I'm really good at fighting, but like it's because I'm good at fighting that I'm bored.
in retrospective, like it probably would have been better to use a Little Mara, but a Little Mara came in other places in the campaign.
Chicken feathers.
Cord would
Tar
every
and
now and then
feathers.
would just like stop by and goes like, "You guys need some help, so I brought this chest full of random goodies for you." And the party would call it Cordsmiths.
We called it Corsness.
And there was your kind of mandatory anime beach episode where he just ripped everyone away and just put them on the beach and said, "Have a good time."
Still
Now
the
she
hot
went
spring.
fishing and fell asleep.
Still
Yeah.
the random
Caught
anime
nothing.
spring
There was no
episode.
anime hot spring scene, but we should get
You know
to
what he
that
caught?
eventually.
Some Z's.
And that's for Cord. What is our next question?
How often do characters die, Tenzin?
Yeah, how often is that?
It doesn't say Tenzin, but how often do characters die? He would know. He would know.
I too would
Let's
know,
see.
but
First
Well,
off,
you would
there
know.
was Zarya, he didn't die, he got retired. Then there was Vark, he got retired. He was the last of my safe ones. Then there was Malachi, who turned into Alan, who died.
No, he didn't just die. He got eviscerated.
And now he's
in
torture porn for Nerull.
torture porn. Nerull's pocket.
Yeah, Nerull's torturing him.
Yeah.
Be violated by lint for
Then we should have
aeons.
JoJo answer that same
I will.
question.
So that was the first death. Then there was August, who got killed by an Enrys.
Like a Hindenburg.
Then,
That's not on the streams. That's the one missing episode.
then there was Zargus again, and he got killed by armor. So that's 3 deaths.
An inanimate object.
Yeah.
Well, it was his.
I
It was
died.
himself, so.
Yeah.
It was himself. He killed himself.
Sir Marcus.
That is Sir Marcus who
So,
lost his powers.
he got retired. So that's 3 deaths so far out of my characters.
Mm-hmm.
After Sir Marcus came.
Agaris.
Agaris, who was put into...
Garrus was just
Who
basically
was just kind of
a
dead.
plot point for Ravi, and Ravi is now,
Also got arrested.
In an internment camp, basically.
Oh, we know.
Oh, no. Agaris was in the internment camp. Ravi is
Just in jail.
is in jail, sort of. Side note, maybe we do something with that, maybe we don't.
You
We'll
told me
see.
you did something else.
Yeah, we do have something else there. I don't know if it's going to show up in the story.
Oh, it
Because
doesn't
technically it wasn't his fault. He was...
He became the scapegoat for why Traz needed to be pulled out of the statue. They didn't know how to do it.
Yeah, so I basically helped them out without knowing it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we put it back anyway.
Like, the way to do that quest properly
Or
was to
did
talk
you?
to the local
We
lord, but
did.
no one did that, and I was like, okay, prison time. And then the next person who lost characters.
It's Musica.
Yeah, now I'm on music.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I've only lost 3
John's
characters
not
so
here.
far.
All his characters died.
No,
Except for River.
River got mugged.
River is mugged and alive.
River got mugged. Hey, JoJo.
And then your
How
character.
often do characters die?
Well, there were these elementals. An Earth elemental punched me. I forgot that I had combat expertise where I can trade in 5 of my
Attack.
base attack to get 5 AC. But these things have plus 17 to hit anyway. I died.
Yeah.
And then
And then Nanashi got mad
this-
and killed it.
This was Matthew. This was my trip fighter, who was also a chosen of the Weaver, but because of
Not so lucky.
giving up
Shenanigans.
his shenanigans. And then there was 3 Ettins. Ettins are
Well,
large
let's
category?
say Matthew was revived because clerics can
Oh.
expend a 5,000 gold
Gem.
diamond and then cast as long.
I lived, but I
Yes.
lost a level.
Yeah, so then Matthew comes back with the minus level. Then the infamous Etten
We,
fight.
we were on our way to Jade now?
You're on your way
It
to-
doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah,
We
I
just-
don't
Or whatever it
We were
is.
on the
it's
road.
not
We're on the
fucking
road.
bad.
They left us.
We fought 3 Ettins. Ettins are basically large category?
And a bear.
Yeah, there was 3 Ettins,
Oh,
which
fuck
are
that
large
bear.
category.
Large category 2-headed ogres.
And
I
they
got
both
the
were carrying
bear.
claws.
With
I
a
got
bear.
it.
This guy had Sir Marcus, who was a mount fighter.
He was a tank. He was the party's tank, and he swore to protect the party as the tank.
This
I
guy
get it.
is our DPS heavy hitter, so he
Yeah.
went for the bear because the easiest thing to kill was the bear. This guy also went for the bear,
I had to charge of
Le-
something.
leaving the
Did not.
Ettins,
It was
leaving me to protect Ducky with Clank, and
It
the
was-
Ettins were like,
comically bad.
Oh, they disappeared right in front of us. Hey, look, there's this one. Hey,
Actually,
guys,
you know,
let's
JoJo-
punch them all at the
JoJo-
same time.
At this point in time, why don't you just send them the link to that little cartoon you made, and that would just explain
it's,
everything.
it's in the bottom.
Yeah, it'll be on the thing. Basically, the 3 ends were charging the party, and then the tank and then the primary DPS just decided to bail. And
And then I killed all 3 of them.
and then Matthew died,
Leaving
Again,
the
getting hit in
cleric.
the head with 6 clubs.
I
At the
swear
same
his
time.
head just exploded between the clubs.
Yeah, it just was stomping town.
And then I got revived, but then I lost another level, so these guys were level 11 to 12, while I was level 9.
So, and that's pretty bad in the
That's a
campaign.
huge gap.
It's a really big gap.
Like, it's one thing if you're at level 1 and they're at level 3, but it's
I mean, it's the difference
Huge
between
amount
for a
of
fighter a
experience.
couple feets,
Yeah.
a lot of health difference.
tons of health. That's like up to 20 health.
Yeah.
Squishy.
I thought those
Well,
feats you might not be able to actually hit anything. That's like at least hard at least.
mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah. And those are our character deaths that of the players here. I mean, John is from like 6 months ago, but he isn't.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
You guys died.
Trial by combat.
Carl, it was just Carl, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah, it was just Carl.
No.
Now, this one necessarily isn't. The next question isn't necessarily leaned towards Jordan, but it kind of is.
What's up with the horse jokes?
Next question.
No.
We
We have
got-
to answer for our
That's
viewers.
the
I'm pretty sure we've like addressed this For
And
viewers,
if someone
But we
wants
have-
to, they
I'll
can.
answer it real
all-
quick then.
Okay, we'll answer.
I'll steal my
And so
heart.
this is the big joke about this is it's punishment for him being meta.
It happened to me too, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah. So you can
It's
ride a
like-
horse for a long time, and you can, if you want, you can make your horse sprint every single day for like 3 solid days, but it's gonna kill your horse. Or he starts making checks to see if it does kill your horse. Nanashi decided to go off without the party and go to a separate town
To bang.
and to bang his girlfriend. The
Yeah.
rest of the party decided to continue and do their thing in the proper town. And when things started going down in said town with the rest of the party, Jordan was like, oh, suddenly my spidey sense is tingling. I gotta get over there. So he rides his horse for 3 solid days, and then the horse dies. And the problem with the horse is he bonded with the horse. It was one of the best horses he could possibly have. It was a very, very well-bred horse that cost a lot of fucking gold.
1,257.
That's a lot for a horse.
He spent a lot of money on this purebred amazing horse.
Thoroughbred.
Yeah, and then it fucking dies on him because he rode it to death. And now we tease him about horses.
And so he took off the horse's tail.
He
I didn't take off the
He
tail. I just took off
hair.
Hair
I
from
took
the
off a
tail.
lock
Yeah,
of
there's
its
no
hair.
horse hair.
So
It
now I just have
behooves
like
him
a
to think about it.
no more horse jokes, please.
Let's
No
let's
more
start.
puns.
It's in
Please
your,
don't start.
all the
it's
time
in your
with it.
sword now.
Don't start or it's
Okay.
not gonna end.
Okay.
No,
Next-
that's what's up with the horse
That
jokes.
is the horse jokes.
Next question?
What are some of your favorite moments in the campaign so far?
Horse jokes.
There you go, horse jokes.
Um,
Everyone, I think, has a little different one.
I have a lot, but if anything, it was Nanashi pulling August down from the sky.
Oh, that was so great!
That was really good.
Same here.
August was flying in the
There's a
air.
video.
Nanashi was upset, so he used our shouldn't to teleport up to him.
I'm sitting there like, what the fuck are you doing down here? That is so
Teleport up.
And Matthew and Ducky are at the bottom like, guys, stop.
Your favorite moment?
What was your favorite moment?
When shit got real, when Ducky was reading the book from the
Oh,
boat. That
yeah,
was my favorite
the
moment,
call.
because when she's just like, her world shattered.
When-
And then, I'm not a threat.
So
Basically,
Yeah, that's my
Ducky,
favorite
So
moment.
angry.
Ducky gets this encrypted ledger and finds out that all of her life's problems, everything that's caused her life tension and just shit, is all from this one call. And it's just like, there's like documents of like them watching her, documents of like why Odile should go kill these random 3 people, and why Lohengrin should have had to leave, and how to get Odile to worship Nerull without her noticing that she's being manipulated to do so. Every little thing that made Ducky's life shit
Puppet master.
was like, it's like the veil was seen entirely through, and she got really, really mad.
Your favorite moment?
I had a couple. One of my favorite RP moments was role-playing Schrader's father.
Oh, that
Fuck
was
yeah.
such a great moment.
Oh.
Schrader was talking to his dying father,
Such a,
So
and
good.
the
it was
dad
like
is a
his
total
last
douchebag.
moment.
The dad was a total douchebag who was not at all clean politically. And then Schrader was also not very clean politically and was trying to overthrow the current government. And there was a death scene where they talked to each other, and it was very, very cool. Another one of my favorite scenes was the tenth scene where everyone was in the sewers at the Temple of Pelor. Malachi had Schrader's throat to his sight.
That was good.
But
That-
that
yeah.
wouldn't have been a thing if Luke didn't.
And then, so
Yeah.
there was, in the
Yeah,
middle
right.
of this underground passageway where zombies were coming out from one end and there was a cliff on the other end, they just couldn't do anything. One of the characters was like, I have to kill him. My God is telling me to kill Schrader. And everyone's like, you fucking do it, I'll kill you. And then River's off to the side like, we have zombies coming down the hall.
And then
We
Schrader
can't do this
as
right
a
now."
ghost is like, can we just fucking not?
Yeah. Everyone was panicking because they were
He wasn't a
stuck
ghost,
between
he
a
was in a
rock and a
fucking
hard place.
coma.
They needed time
I was
to
knocked out, but I was like ghosty
and they could not
mode,
talk
just
things
like
out.
Oh, I remember one other favorite moment in the D&D campaign.
What?
Vark hears everything.
Oh yeah, and the pint of absinthe.
Oh, that too. Definitely that.
Kind
Vark
of
was probably was my
absence.
favorite character playing. I think I just had the most fun with him.
He was fun.
He was really a character.
Great character.
I don't want to eat up all the time on that question, so Ducky. And what is
And
Ducky's
Trisha.
favorite? No, I was
Yes.
saying, what's Ducky's favorite moment?
Ducky's favorite moment or my favorite moment? I have a favorite moment. Well, my favorite moment is,
It didn't involve Ducky.
yeah. We're at the Scar, and we hear the voices of our gods in our ears, and they're saying, as I said, you have my blessing. And then Enrique goes, take out your level 20 character sheets. And I'm just like, oh no, that makes me need them. Basically, Enrique fooled us all, and he just said, yeah, guys, just make level 20 versions of your characters.
Oh wait, hold on, never mind. Scrap the August one. Definitely three-shotting the Horned Devil. There we go.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
There we go.
At the scar. At just the scar. Because...
Definitely level 20 Power Fantasy.
But-
That's where I had my...
Yeah, this fucker.
This motherfucker.
I
This
told
motherfucker.
all of them I wanted to do an epic level campaign, but I wanted to see what their characters would be like in an epic level campaign. So
Fucking
they
liar.
made
Totally
all the 20
believed
character
you.
sheets.
Totally believe
And then
it.
in the middle of the session, I just told them, like, whip them out. You're going to be using them.
And I was just like...
I
Oh,
was
no.
almost brought to tears. I was so excited for it. And then these guys were like, fuck yeah, Power Fantasy. And it became a really,
No,
really
at
cool
first
scene.
I was like, oh yes, Power Fantasy. Then it was like, wait a minute, that means we need them.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to survive if we didn't.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, you guys, like,
Triple
countering
crit,
jumps.
full
Yeah.
damage, horn thing.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
dead.
Also, my favorite moment was when Clank came.
That was a really cool
Clank's
one.
first
That was also
emergence.
animated.
We were
We were getting
shock and trog on the
shack a
ground.
track a dag
Except for Ducky.
Because of her
I was
fucking will.
oh shit, I can't move. Oh shit,
Ducky almost died.
You know-
And then just Clank. Oh, you gain 40 HP and this large golem thing. And then he sat on the Revenant for the first time.
Yeah.
We were like,
The Revenant wasn't cool when we first introduced him. Now he's just kind of like, eh.
Oh no, he's still
Yeah, no, they're strong.
Still
It's just the
They're
only
still
reason why
a pain
the
in the
party can
ass.
deal with them is because of the death wards.
Yeah.
You guys would not be able to deal with them without those
fucking
things.
shock and trog.
Yeah,
Revenants?
definitely a pain in the
Revenants
ass.
are really strong without death wards.
I was definitely re-enlightened how big a pain in the ass they are when we went to the Obadiah Circle.
They
Yeah.
were a pain.
Yeah. It also didn't help that the dire bear was there, but I killed the shit out of it.
Oh,
I
Your
hate
favorite moment.
music.
My favorite moment was
Awesome.
was Power Fantasy.
Oh, okay, Power Fantasy.
Power Fantasy Level
Maybe
20.
killing that bear.
that's a good
That's pretty
question.
much like the Etten bear or like the
No,
dire
the dire
bear.
bear.
No, the
We
dire
just,
bear.
like, just we got him down to double digits, and he just.
I was just like, fuck your double digits, triple
100
digits.
Yeah.
100 damage.
That was the first time that
Music
I
in the
broke
background
100
bumping and
damage.
now she up.
Can we move to the next
Yeah.
question?
Yeah.
Real quick before we move to the next question, how
Oh.
long have we been doing this, and should we break up the
No,
AMA into
no, we're
multiple
good.
episodes?
We're good.
No? We're good?
We're good.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Edward, would you marry me? Some anonymous person posts on my Tumblr. Edward, will you marry me?
Well, I don't. Nah.
The answer
Good choice.
is no.
Well, if Edward lives after this campaign, he's gonna have to settle down at the crossroads of Leforian, Veldra, and
Gallifrey.
Gallifrey. He's gonna set up an inn. You can find him there.
Good
So,
answer.
can I just say though, Edward is a cutie. He's a little snarky cutie.
Snark,
Snark. There's much
snark, snark.
I was really sad about that question because we tried to find out who was the anonymous person who posted it, because if that person gave me a name, we would make that like
can
the
call-
canon person that dates Edward.
We could call her Nani. Because
Because
I-
what?
Anonymous.
Why?
Anonymous.
I have a weird feeling that this anonymous person's a dude.
I don't know. I asked
He's
John.
there.
I asked John.
He's
and,
there.
I asked John
We
and
don't
Pablo. Both of
discriminate.
them were like, no. What
Yeah,
do you mean?
John's our friend.
John. Hi. Pablo. Hi. Okay.
Next way.
What the story of Nagasaki, the child slayer?
Did we answer that?
No,
We did not
not the
answer
child
Nagasaki,
slayer.
the child slayer.
Another
Shadow.
favorite moment actually is.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I had fun doing that.
This one's especially because of Zaxter 2001. I love that guy.
Zaxter, thank you for
Yeah,
watching.
Zaxter's here. What's up, man?
You are a meme creator.
Yes.
But yeah,
Do you want to answer that one or should I?
yeah, no, I got it.
He's just reliving
so-
mental answers.
When we broke into the cult stronghold, there were children everywhere, but they were evil children. So Nanashi was like, oh, okay, wait, hold on, what was it, Sir Marthas? It was just like, Marcus,
Martha
Mark,
Stewart over here.
Sir Martha.
I can't get that image out of my head.
Okay,
That's why you need the wolf.
so so I was like, holy crap, are these kids evil? What's going on? He's like, they're evil. I'm like, K.
You just killed children.
He killed children.
I
Evil children.
threw a kid
A lot
against
of
the.
children.
I killed 2.
No,
A lot of
in
children.
character,
I cut a kid in half and threw the other one against the wall, breaking its neck.
in character, Nanashi was all serious and like these.
Yeah,
things
he
are
was just
evil.
like, he's like,
But
these are evil.
Out of character,
I thought it was the funniest fucking
Jordan's like,
shit.
yeah.
Not a lot of DMs will let you kill children. I wanted to
'Cause-
see what they would do. I wanted to see if they would have like some sort of mental trauma from it, but
I didn't.
Nanashi
No.
was just like, fuck it.
I was like, yeah.
Luckily, I was playing some
Yeah.
Runner
I'll
and
have it
that
such
was
a good-
no problem. Because, like, they're
It was
evil.
It was like playing Grand Theft Auto, but not having like a restriction on like what you can
It's like a mod in
kill.
Skyrim that lets you just murder kids.
Yes.
Fuck it, let's do it.
But like, come on, those guys are little shits. Like, you know,
They
it's weird.
always are,
In,
yeah.
in Skyrim, you're just like, it's like, oh look, another person to lick my father's boots, and it's just like, oh, fuck this castle, you little asshole.
Alright, next
And the
question.
reason why it's called Nagasaki the Child Slayer instead of Nanashi the Child Slayer, Zaxter, we love you. He typed in Nagasaki the Child Slayer thinking it was
The correct
the
spelling.
correct spelling or correct word for Nanashi, and then it turns out,
Super epic.
Awesome.
yeah.
Zaxter, thanks for being so
It was,
Yeah,
it was definitely.
You've given us one of our favorite
loyally.
inside jokes for the entire campaign.
I think it's almost a meme.
It is. I guess it would be considered a meme for
At
us.
this point, yes.
For us.
And if everyone knows Nagasaki, or if you don't, Google it.
If you don't, barefoot.
Alright.
Yeah.
What is it? The barefoot.
Next question.
Chronicles?
Yeah, so let's do the next one.
Yeah,
Alright.
the movie.
What is it like to have to? Oh, this is for Enrique. What is it like to have to roleplay the various relationships for the characters?
Oh.
We ship
It's
it.
fun and not fun at the same time. It's fun in the sense that you get to. I'm in charge of everything, and it can get really hard to do. Sometimes my characters come across as all the same or one-dimensional, and the only thing that differs them is the inflection and the way I carry them, which is it's hard to do. As a person, I'm a certain way, so many of my characters are similar to me, which isn't. It's very difficult to kind of be.
This is
someone,
a challenge all DMs face, so
I-
don't worry about it.
Yeah, every DM can't be like, well, I've been a character. I can play like this hyper depressed character or this hyper manic character, or like I don't have any knowledge of what a homeless person's life goes through, so I wouldn't be able to actively work with a homeless character very well without my own spin on how I perceive them.
Spending on a
it is
dime on
difficult.
different,
Judge of
different
who's,
characters,
or
especially
like-
when they're
who's the
new.
famous
Or
voice
someone
actor who was
or
DMing?
someone who's gone through specific traumas, like they've gone to war and they've come back with PTSD. I have no idea how to do that, but I do my best on situations. So it is difficult to do, but it is very fun to do. Another thing that makes it not so fun to do is I have to play male and female characters, which means whenever there is a male character who's interested in a woman in like a bar or some sort of scene, I have to play that character out. One of the most prominent relationships is
Nerull!
Nanashi and Heaven.
I ship it! And then I
Nanashi
ship
and
their
Heaven.
players
And
too.
Heaven is a very sexy and attractive sorceress who's interested in Nanashi.
Who
So
sleeps
it gets
in
kind of
bed
weird
nude.
when I have to play a woman and Jordan has to play a man. I'm not into that.
I'm
No,
not.
it's really cute
because of
though.
it.
It's really cute because there are points where Heaven's like, I love you, and then Nanachi goes, I love you too, and we're just like, ah!
And so now, as my friends here are now shipping Jordan and I, and they call it Jorike.
Jorike.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of positives and negatives to it.
No, dude, I understand. Even as a player, I like if I've been with other DMs and if they're playing a female character and I want to have a romantic interest character for my characters, and then I have to role play it with the dude, and it's like
Yeah,
it's awkward.
especially RPing out sex and stuff like that. Like, what do? You just brush over, and be like, we.
Yeah, I'm just like, we did it. That's what we did. I rolled the dice to see how well the
I looked
penis
at it
worked.
as like just a performance check to see how well he did.
Sex
and then that's about
pig.
it.
Sex B.
Sex
Yeah.
baby. Alright, next question.
Yes.
How would the story have progressed should Ducky have been retired or killed off prior to August's death? Would the character replacing Ducky, played by Trisha, continue along with the party's quest, or would she have opted to a different path?
It probably would
If
have.
Ducky died
differently.
before
I think it's the
August
first,
showed up,
yeah.
the campaign would have gone in a very, very different direction because
Mm.
the story was heavily linked to Ducky, and without her being alive up to the temple, the return of the Temple of Pelor, because they went to the sewers, they found a book that was that they needed to decipher. They took it to Riverwatch, got the books that can help them decipher it. They deciphered it there, then brought it back to the temple. Without that story arc happening, no one would have known that the scar was about to happen. And if no one knew about the scar, the world would have been unprepared for it. So as soon as Nerull comes through with all of his demons, they would have conquered a lot of the southern half of the continent. And if they did that, then when inevitably the end game was to happen, no
With
one would be
Jaden
prepared
Dale.
for it. Because Jadenel's coming, and that's only like 90 days.
So like south and north.
So in one season, so
Two-prong
3
attack.
months, it would have been just a two-prong attack that would have clusterfucked the entire region.
And Riverwatch in the center is screwed over.
Ducky needed to live, otherwise the world would have been plunged into darkness. Of course, the party would have been able to fight against it, but it would have been... Right now, it's kind of a downhill battle. They have everything under control. Both armies are waiting for this end game where Nerull comes out. When the scar happened, there was already armies moving there,
Oh my God.
so everyone was mobilized.
What's happening?
Like I said, if Ducky died, it would be a constant uphill battle. They would have been 2 steps behind every step of the way, and they would have only fallen behind more and more as time went on. They would not be able to catch up to the stuff Nerull's doing, which would have caused half the continent would have probably been just glassed at that point, and it would have been really, really shitty.
And another note, without Ducky, we wouldn't have our little flying duck to get us around the kingdom as easily, like in a Pokemon game.
Yeah,
She
one
knows
of the
fly.
things that Ducky can do is she makes the party travel really quickly
Oh, well, she feeds us.
and feeds, but the
Thanks, Mom.
the travel thing, incredibly important.
You're welcome.
After, like a
Communication is one of those things that can destroy a kingdom, and the fact that Ducky is part of the party that's stopping Nerull's actions can travel to any city within a day, completely changes the dynamic of how wars are fought. So ultimately, the story would have progressed, but
She's a
it would have
keystone.
turned from a war war with Nerull that was under control to a war that's out of control, that they're desperately trying to gain enough control to find some sort of favorable ending.
So yeah, Ducky has become a
What was the
keystone.
second half of that?
Would the character replacing Ducky, played by Trisha, continue along with the party's quest, or would she or he have opted for a different path? Depends, I think.
Probably
Some
would
of
have
those
win,
win.
right?
If it was Win, maybe she would probably have to feel like she's really freaking important and she would get something out of it. Like if someone said, hey, yo, we will pay you, we will give you your flying broom, she'd be like, yeah, totally. Just give me my flying broom and we're good. Now, if I played Dimitri...
Dimitri.
Dimitri, as a side note, is a battle cleric.
I was going to play a battle cleric if also. Like,
His character flaw is...
He's a
if
dick.
we still needed a healer, I was going to
Too
play
pretty.
my battle cleric.
Too-
His character flaw is, I'm just too pretty.
I think that says it all.
Yeah. So I don't know about him. I think he would because he is still a cleric of Palor, but I think he would just annoy the shit out of everyone. while
Yeah,
doing
I'm
it.
pretty sure we were on the conversation before that, like, Nanashi definitely would have struck him.
He would have hit him upside the head, but he'd be like, oh, heal. Ish, please. So yeah, Ish maybe, but with more difficulty. Ducky's very much willing to because of all her, her...
It would be hard for the character
Backstory.
to have a motivation to want to save
Yeah,
him.
or
Yeah.
I think they would, absolutely, but they would be very difficult along the way.
Also, without Ducky, I don't know if our characters would get along as well.
No, Dimitri's a bitch.
No, I mean like not. I mean like Ducky was
Like you're
kind
the
of
peacekeeper.
Ducky was like the peacekeeper to a lot of our characters. She was able to make characters
Yeah.
get along.
That's
Well,
actually,
Nashi
okay, let's move, that's actually touching on a question a little
Okay.
bit.
That's a little later.
Should Ducky have died prior to, that's actually the same
It's
question.
pretty much the same question,
Alright,
just
so-
worded differently.
For Enrique, if there was a contingency for a full party wipe, what was it?
There is no contingency.
No, there was. What would have
Oh.
happened? There was 2 things that could have happened. If there was, depending on where the campaign was, after a full party wipe, I could have just said, "All right, your party wiped. Would you like to start the campaign 100, 150, 200 years in the future? We're in a rules the Stormgate Kingdom, and there's a few outposts, and you're playing a party that is trying to stop or end Nerull's reign." That would have been one. Which is, I gave them the option if they would like to play the bad ending campaign just for the fun of it.
Oh, totally.
Just to
Oh,
see
yeah.
what the other side of the coin would have been.
Oh yeah.
So that's one of them. The other one is I would have allowed the party to start back up in the middle of the war between
Between the scar and
after
between
the
Jaden?
after the scar, right before
Jaden.
Jadenel. So it would have been a party like, well, they're recruiting mercenaries. Sorry, mercenaries up north. Maybe we should all go there, and that's where the party would have started. And they would have played a much smaller role in what is the end game for this camp. What currently would have just been a battle that would inevitably be lost, but it would have sort of changed how the world would have progressed, and then their next thing would be, well, how do we turn this loss into a victory later on?
Good
Yeah,
thing saying
radical-
no party to
radically
wipe out.
If
Your
the
answer?
no party wipeout would have meant that they would have lost the war in Jadenel, and they would have just picked up in an uphill battle. They wouldn't have been on a level playing field as they are now.
Oh, one other thing with the Ducky not playing, I figure to get the good ending, we need Ducky. Because
course.
she's able to talk to Odile and talk her down. If we do not have Ducky, that's not going to happen.
There's no good
Yeah,
ending.
Well, the
There's
moment,
just
yeah,
kind
the
of-
moment
there's-
Ducky dies,
There's a
no
pseudo
way.
good ending, and if Ducky wasn't there, it would have been you kill Odile and the kingdom doesn't fall into darkness. But
But
truth
Odile's
would have-
dead.
Odile's dead. The truth of like the whole matter would have never been found out.
Yeah.
Odile would have gone down in history as an evil character, when in reality she was just manipulated.
Damn you,
She was.
children of
She
the
wasn't.
crypt.
She wasn't the. You don't blame the puppet. You blame the puppet master, and that's the truth they did uncover.
See, what was it? If it was 200 years in the future, we need to find that ocean thing.
Oh yeah, Ashunra is very, very important.
Shinra.
Next question.
All right.
So Trisha, how was playing the campaign when you first found out that your character's backstory was the basis of the world's events? Did it cause any unseen side effects?
How did it feel to be important?
How did it feel to have plot?
I started off with Honeymead, who was like the bardic slut.
So you're like, yay,
So
free
I kind of,
to...
Enrique was just like, hey, yeah, you should play D&D. I'm like, okay. So I jumped
Slut.
in a few weeks after they already started.
Slut.
I jumped in with a bardic slut. And she got whatever the hell she wanted. And I
I
just kind of,
have
whatever, I don't know. She just slutted it up. Yeah, and then we kind of all had this mutual thing where it's like, I think we all need new characters now that I knew what I was doing-ish. Maybe I wanted a new character. And then, you know, we all kind of just, there was a period, like, right at the
Where we
wedding.
were just kind of
We all just kind of
character swapping. We were just like,
redid
we're like,
the
what
party.
the fuck do we
We
want to do?
redid the party. And that's when I came up with
We're
the
just still
Ducky.
trying to figure out what role we wanted to play in the campaign.
Now, here's the thing about Ducky. If you've seen Princess Tutu, the four main characters of Princess Tutu is where I was like, I want to make a character from out of these four because they're my favorites and I love them. And so I was like, Enrique, okay, since this is basically modeled after the main four of Princess Tutu, here's what I actually wanted. Enrique's like, yeah, okay, I need this. Okay, you can have this. Okay, yeah, I need this. I'm like, sweet, I need this too. So we did that was the thing. And then the unseen side effects. Yeah, I can't retire Ducky. I can't kill off Ducky.
Not on purpose.
Not on
Yeah,
purpose.
she's really important.
Like now that, yeah, so I've been sticking with her for most of the
Sticking?
year. Sticking with her.
Next question?
Next question. For Jordan.
Oh, well, yeah.
What was the original design or purpose for Gunther and Melodius?
Okay, so Gunther was, I think it was a bard sork. Or
Who?
Melodies?
I don't even
No,
know.
I'm talking about Gunther.
Gunther was a bardic sorcerer.
I thought
that
he was a rogue.
He was
Yeah, no, he was a rogue and a bard.
Wasn't he just designed to screw around and have fun?
Initially, but I did have, like, future plans with them. But then I realized I was like, oh shit, I built him wrong! I did everything, like, completely ass backwards. And then I was like, crap. If he dies, which he probably will.
And he did. And he got eaten by a deer.
Yeah. So then he got eaten by a deer as a joke. But like basically, like what it was is I was trying to use like a mixture of the whole rogue and bard to like find a way to secretly like micromanage the party by like either like taking the shit that they just found and then like sort of like having it for myself. Or like otherwise, he was gonna be like I guess the equivalent would be what is it? What's her face from Final Fantasy VII? Who steals your materia?
Yuffie.
Yuffie.
Yeah, he was basically gonna be like the party of Yuffie. Yuffie. I can't speak right now because half deaf.
Like,
Music. Sorry. Hi, Blake. Yeah, we're all doing the AMA still. Yeah, so we're probably gonna have a late lunch today. So we'll actually let you know if you guys want to go ahead with that. It's no big deal. Oh, I think they might be in the hallway outside the cafeteria still. Alright, love you, bye. Sorry.
We're gonna cut that.
No.
Yeah.
No.
no,
No,
no.
Blake is a cameo.
It's canon. It's canon.
It's canon.
All right. So yeah.
Then
Yeah.
Melodious.
Gunther was just like a way of trying to. I mean, Gunther was just gonna be a dick, basically.
And boy,
But so Melodious,
slut.
No.
he like no. he was like a male version of Honeymead, but
But
he was also
he had no
Without-
he was also me wanting to like play a power fantasy character that I had in mind. Basically, what it was is that like think low level. Like, what were we at that time? Level
5.
4 or 5?
4 or 5.
I
Think like a level 5 character that can hit somebody for 68 damage. And I was just like, that's super fucking convenient. Especially, like, if we, like, do this, so it'll make fights a lot easier and a lot less stressful. But then, he liked to get into trouble a lot. So then, of course, when he had no,
Mama
like,
Bertha.
like, with I was trying to do...
Jordan, inside voice.
Oh yeah. So I was trying to do a proper what is it?
Roleplay?
Yeah, proper roleplay with him. So it's like he had no real motivation or reason to go with the party. So that's why he got retired after he paid off a family after killing his son. After killing that son, he was just like, he's like, your son was a dick. Here's a whole bunch of gold. Get over it. Okay.
We made that a meme.
Okay. And then he walked away. He got away with murder. It was pretty sweet. And then Schrader happened, and I love Schrader. Schrader was a good character
Until he needed to retire.
until he
He
needed
did
to die.
the undercover.
He
evil
did the
thing really well.
yeah.
Ducky had no idea.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that I would have liked to do as Schrader that would have like made the undercover evil thing a lot better, but hindsight's 2020. Anyway, next
It
question.
always is. Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
All right.
All right, next one. What did we talk about Melodious there? Because that was one.
Yeah,
of
that was Melodious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bertrugia. Why was Ducky picked over the other three? Lohengrin, O'Deal, and the other guy. I can't remember his name. Was it out of practicality for the party since they needed a healer? If you could go back and try it with a different character, would you? If so, which one and why?
Like,
I have
whoa.
said this many, many times. Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, it was based on the 4 main characters, and I actually created this backstory with the intent of picking from the 4. It was either Ducky, the good healer, Lohengrin, the
Ranger.
ex-paladin ranger, O'Deal, evil as fuck, Siegfried, the solid paladin guy, with like his oh, I must defeat my ex-girlfriend because she a bitch kind of thing. The reason why I picked Ducky was because of Malachi, and we needed a healer. The reason why I had Honeymoon in the first place because we needed a healer, and I thought Bard's fine. Ducky we needed because, well, we had Luke Ben Jerry's, who was the solid kind of leader-ish figure. Was it Schrader?
It was Schrader at that
Schrader
point
at
in
the
time.
time, who was kind of like the skeevy guy. And then we had uber evil, death-loving Malachi, who worshipped Nerull, and I figured...
But no,
Balance it
secretly
out.
worship Nerull.
Yeah, no, but like, out of character,
Okay,
balance
yeah.
it out with a
We were
cleric.
definitely catching on at some point in time because it was like, what kind of fucking symbol is that? I'm like, that's an evil god.
You
That's
were walking
evil.
around with a
That-
scythe and sharpened teeth and like, oh, I love death. Yeah.
And I was just like,
Yeah, like Malachi had like a death orgasm every time someone was dead. They're like, yes, time
He's
for
like,
me to
oh,
No, it's like,
It got really creepy.
When somebody dies, you just go with a shovel. My then shine.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was basically to balance it out. Yeah, practicality for the party. If I could go back and try it again, I would try Lohengrin because a ranged ranger sounds really cool.
They are
Ranger.
fun.
Range Ranger.
Ranger.
Rangers if you did.
And plus he
Rangers.
would have that whole I want to be a paladin. I want to be good, but I couldn't be good that good at least. I want to be good in a different way.
Now I talk to animals all day.
And now he grunts at owlbears. Yeah, and he would he would be that one guy fighting for love, and I thought that would have been really cool to play out, but I didn't. So I would try that. Next question. For Enrique, when the party entered the haunted mansion with Luke, Honeymead, and Matthias were still around,
Derek.
were you expecting any casualties from the dungeon? What about the dungeon below the Temple of Pelor after the party was reformed with the new cast?
To be honest, I'm always aiming for party kills. As a DM, your job is to kill the party. Your job is to make it difficult, but you're not supposed to make it
Too hard.
cheap. Like it can be hard, just not cheap. Because there's certain times where the DM can definitely throw a challenge that's a couple challenge ratings over what the party could averagely handle, and it makes them come up with something creative. Like the cockatrice, their main ability is if you look at them, you have to make a save, otherwise you get petrified and turned to stone.
Like a Medusa.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to deal with. So what did they do? They stood at this entrance to the doors, and they held their action. So as soon as one walked through, they immediately attack it before it could even look at anything. So they could never get their attack off. And then the next round, the next one moves up because it was a doorway. You can't get multiple through. And they're animals, so they're not smart enough to not come out. And they just, in like a matter of like 18 seconds, they just killed each one of them that just came through the door. I was hoping to get something there. Back at the Temple of Pelor when they had to fight the Gricks, I was... Something I did this now? Like, no. When they were fighting the Gricks, I was hoping to get a kill. I technically got one with Schrader.
Fuck.
But
I was like, no.
I felt really bad.
Because he killed me.
It was kind of, yeah. Like, Schrader was weakened thanks to the Gricks, and then
Click below
Luke,
for
Ben,
the
and Jerry's
video.
tried to stab one of the Gricks, but when you're fighting into melee with two grappling characters, you roll to see which one you hit. Luke stabbed Schrader and killed him.
I was like,
think
Jojo,
it
I
actually
fucking
is-
hate you.
Did you actually legitimately
feel-
kill him? Or
Yeah, I feel like...
I legitimately.
Yeah.
I
Like,
went
we had to revive him?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I
There,
dropped
that's
below
actually a
negative
question
10.
later.
He felt
It's-
bad.
there
but
is
still
later-
would've
There's a question later, but
Oh,
what I'll
okay.
say about it is I did feel bad as a DM because I didn't want Schrader to die there, and so I bent the rules a little too much, and I simply said Schrader falls into a coma.
But you did definitely have us roll
and
for
that was a
that.
lesson of my DMing. I'll never do something like that again because
Yeah.
it cheapened the entire experience. In the end, it did come up with, like I said earlier, one of my favorite moments where Schrader talked to his corrupted politician father. So it ended up being cool later. So in the long run, it was better,
Oh,
but in
even
the short
short-term.
run, it fucked it up.
No, short term even because that's when Malachi was able to
That is
hold
true.
him hostage.
Even immediately after, Schrader was
It definitely got
unconscious,
heavy.
and they had to deal with an unconscious body in the middle of a dungeon. That was kind of cool.
Wow, that was back when our characters gave a shit.
But
We
when,
were
it
level
comes down,
6.
when it comes down to dungeons,
that cliff
I'm
was the
always
hardest
aiming
boss.
for some form
Still
of
the
party
hardest
kill.
boss.
Oh yeah, no,
Because
we were
if you don't
scared.
have the tension of death around in a party, the characters kind of start feeling too overpowered. They start doing things that don't make sense, and you got to
Don't
kill them at some
stop.
point.
Minashi.
It's a great balancing act, and it's really fun.
Killing.
Minashi.
to
Younglings.
play.
Killing young
Of course,
things.
I,
let's not
like I said
think
earlier,
about
I don't
that.
want to do cheap deaths. I'm not going to do... A lot of like DMs are like, oh, you're entering a dungeon, time to bring out all these traps, like insta-kill pitfall traps. Fucking hate those things. They're so cheap. It's like, well, your party failed that save, now half of them are in a pit skewered. It's lazy. There's no... Like, your characters don't feel like... I mean, it's definitely realistic, but I just feel like it's
Like a
lazy
cop-out.
deaths. It's a cop-out death.
Yeah, don't go do cop-out deaths.
Like-
Give them a challenge. Give
like-
them something
Yeah.
to fight back with.
Like the
and
best
then die.
non-cop-out death is a bolter trap, where it's just I think it's you get overran, and it does 1d100.
Yeah, that could definitely vary. It can go
Yeah.
really well or really poorly.
It could go very, very poorly
It could
and
be
kill
ow my
somebody.
toe or ow I'm
Like a-
now
like a rock or
flat-
something.
I'm a-
Like
Or it could be,
Stone.
ow, my organs are coming out of my mouth.
ow, I'm a pancake.
I'm
Okay,
a
well, that
have
is...
to use toothpaste.
that is
Yeah,
the
I
answer
know,
to that
use
one.
toothpaste.
Next question.
Yeah, next question.
Okay, for the entire minus 10s and maybe minus you because of Schrader. So, basically, me and JoJo. Did the thought of creating an evil character cross your minds? How would they have fit into the world and the party, and would their survival even have been a realistic possibility?
No.
Well, the party are good.
I like playing good characters.
Yeah, no, let's see. Schrader died.
Schrader was your evil character, and
Schrader
Malachi
was-
was
Yeah,
your honest
so-
evil.
So yeah, no, that doesn't work.
No?
I
No,
like
you can have-
playing characters that like being liked.
You can have evil characters in a neutral party, or even an evil party,
Yeah,
but
but
not
no,
a good party.
yeah, no, we were
Yeah.
definitely a good party.
Whoa,
I
we
mean,
were
if you're
good.
doing
The
an evil
whole way, that was
character,
good.
evil character and a good party, Schrader was a really good example of that.
That
He
done
was
very
he
well.
was evil. He was a dickbag, but
yeah.
he was actively using the party to gain fame to help his political career, so he could try to overthrow the current government. That's pretty fucking smart, to be honest. That's
And he did it in a
evil.
way where it's like some of his actions seem questionable, but other than that, you're just like, oh, okay, sure,
It was
Schrader, I
a
get
character
it.
that
honestly-
operated entirely through questionable ambiguity.
And Ducky had no idea. She thought he was like the nicest guy.
Yeah.
He was just like a little bit like shy,
Yeah,
and like
she thought
he
he was
didn't
just
like.
quiet. And
yeah.
he gave her a flute and stuff, and
Yeah,
she's like,
Schrader never presented himself as like a terrifying or hard to deal with character. He was always a character that was kind of like, it's
Let's
very
let's be
obvious.
reasonable.
Like, let's all be reasonable, but just so you know, I'm bending everything
till this
to
day,
my
Ducky
way.
had no
but
idea.
definitely plus 21 to diplomacy.
Yeah, you had to really buff that up.
Depending on
Yeah.
your personality as a player, playing evil is hard because I wanted to play an evil character just to get outside my comfort zone, and I couldn't even play a good evil character. Malachi was not good.
Like the sad thing is that like as a player, I feel like annoyed and frustrated that I actually have a little bit more fun, and it's easier for me to play like an evil character who like thinks evil shit. So it's like, say like I played Trader, like I managed to continue along with them, like he continued with the party. I like thinking back on it, there is so much crap that like I would have
You
done
could've
that would have
done,
just
yeah.
wouldn't, that you guys would have been like, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like
And-
burning down Enroldia for no reason.
Part of the narrative at the end of the campaign, if Schrader was to stick around, because Schrader in the actual campaign is dead.
Yes.
He tried to overthrow the current government in a time where it's like complete peace, and the syndicate would not allow that to happen because they
Mhm.
don't like corrupt politicians, and Schrader is pretty much the embodiment of a politician becoming super corrupt and going to corrupt the world.
Pretty much.
So if Schrader stuck around and ventured with the party and like slowly, meticulously started continuing
don't
his
worry.
plan,
You're good.
in the narrative there would have been a spot for him to actually overthrow the kingdom,
Which would have been
which
sweet.
would have been fucking cool as an ending. But it is nice to have the good ending where the kingdom stays the same and it's not ruled by
A
someone
dick.
corrupt.
A
But
dick.
it is cool that was a potential.
I don't know. He had like the thing is that like although Schrader was corrupt, he did have like sort of clouded good intentions.
Yeah.
And it's like he wanted to do things more like in his mind efficiently. Like, you know, say like what was it, the poor town that we went through that Honeymade.
Farklore.
Yeah, Farklore? Yeah, no, he would have raised that shit to the ground because he thought that it was a waste of money.
Hmm.
No.
Yeah, evil.
Yep.
For evil, yeah.
If,
Evil.
if I could have redone like one thing, looking back on it, I might have just instead of Malachi going from Nerull to Paylor, I probably would have done Nerull to Weehas.
Yeah.
Keeping in with the whole character theme,
Of course.
but also going to a little bit more of a development that's a little bit easier to work with the party.
Yep. We also would have been definitely the better way to go.
I feel like Luke got
Patricia.
a little bit of contingency though, because remember when Malachi was sentenced to death? Cord saved Luke, technically.
Technically.
They're sending him home?
No,
Wait,
Cord
okay,
saved
well-
Luke from being killed by Nerull because Nerull was there for Malachi
Yes.
and Luke
Yeah.
was interfering.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So, more questions.
Well, granted, in that part of the story, Nerull was only claiming one
Wow.
person. He was allowed to claim one person, and he was going after Malachi.
Technically,
It
Malachi was dead.
Yeah. Luke
Oh.
got in the way, but it was not Nerull's place to kill Luke.
Yet.
Yeah.
I would have played Odile. I
Odile?
could have. I would have.
Yeah.
I think I'd play a good evil character. Not like a good evil, but like no, like
Well,
I
it's
think
like-
I would play it
well,
well,
evil.
but I feel like playing an evil character would be too easy.
It's like everybody likes the simple like evil stuff where it's just like, haha, burn down a village, cut
Oh, yeah.
that guy in half.
Oh yeah.
Evil
But
for the
there's
sake
some,
of evil.
but like it's like although it may not be as fun to play, there's something more satisfying about being like sneaky and
Yeah, of
conniving.
course. You get that.
Where it's like,
kind
say you're on the
Diabolical.
road and somebody is like highly detrimental to like your aims, so you kill him in the night and then you lie to the party saying that he left later and you actually just shoved him in the bushes maybe 5 feet away from
Yeah,
you
the
guys.
trick.
I can vouch for that. I played with this one guy who was doing evil druid dwarf. I didn't even, my character, he had no suspicion at all that he was evil, but as soon as he finds out that our party was going to, like, release the orcs into being no longer slaves for this kingdom, he killed those party members out of spite in the middle of the battle.
I'm with JoJo here. I think playing good characters is just, it's nice. Like, it's nice.
It's like there's some sort of like gratification that you can get out of like, you're like, yeah, I helped this, I did good, but like there's also like that immediate gratification of like, yeah, I cut that guy in half.
Plus this is my first like real campaign. Like this is gonna be like the first one that I end.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like one of those games where you want to play it, but the way you want to, and then you go back and then play. Okay, I'll be a dick, or okay, I'll be super good.
Yeah, but like, don't you want to finish that?
Yeah.
Me
Yeah,
too.
but no, definitely
That
being
first-
a dick has been fun
This
in
is the
Enrique's
first
campaign because he's
campaign.
allowed it.
Oh yeah, because there's dicks everywhere. It's hard for you to
Dicks
succeed. as
everywhere.
being-
Everywhere.
All the places.
I do not want to imagine that.
Next question.
Yeah.
Running through the forest, just dick in the face.
Oh
Next
boy.
question.
Enrique, how was it splitting up being the DM and acting as a player for Lohengrin? Was it difficult at all to keep the two separated during the session? I also want to know JoJo's opinion, because in JoJo's campaign, he did Isaac too, DMing and playing Isaac, so I kind of want to know both.
It is pretty easy. There's positives and negatives once again. There's always a trade-off. The benefit is, say the party is on a mission with, like, Lohengrin is present, and he's the NPC following him, and they're given a series of information and on how to solve a problem, and the party's like, well, we could do it this way, and they accidentally totally forget one of the key points that they can do. It's useful to have that NPC and be like, hey guys, they mentioned we're allowed to do this, and they're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that, good thing, let's do that, because that's better. And you could kind of hint to the party in a way that's not meta on what they should do or how they can do something more efficiently and get a favorable ending.
So babysitters.
Yeah, you become a little bit more babysitting, a little more micromanaging. But the negative is, I was playing Lohengrin as a character who was partaking in combat, and when you do that, you obviously got to scale up the combat because now you have an extra player you're dealing with. But you also don't want to make that character overpowered. If I made Lohengrin overpowered, like way stronger than Danashi or any of the people in the party,
So, fuck.
32
then
arrows.
the party
Fuck
wouldn't feel special,
those.
and you got to make sure the
He
party feels
killed
special.
everything in that one room in one shot.
You're just like, oh,
I
hey,
understand what you're saying because
You
I'm doing
gotta-
the same thing right now in my campaign.
Exactly. You got to make sure the party feels special and the party feels powerful without falling into your typical power fantasy tropes and without having your NPCs become too powerful, because your NPC is obviously like, haha, you can't possibly harm me because I'm way over leveled and I have plot armor. It gets boring. No one wants to play in a campaign where they aren't the main event. You want them to be the main event. And if they're not the main event, they need to feel like they're becoming some form of main event. So it wasn't, like, keeping that in mind and sticking to my rules that Lohengrin will always be, at best, the medium strength of the whole party. It was not difficult separating DM and player.
Same. It's super easy. Like, you know what your character is meant to do, versus the DM. This is what's supposed to happen. The character is just it's there. You know how to play the character because you've been playing D&D, so you can separate your character from everything else. It's super easy without hinting like, oh, we should go here, or oh, there's a kraken in the water, or anything.
The one downside that I would say is an NPC that follows along with the party needs to be a little more passive, because you can't have a commanding NPC, otherwise you're literally just telling
leading.
the players.
You're leading.
You fall into this really big railroad moment where they're like, we should do this. This is what we're going to do. And it's like, okay, I guess that's what we're doing because the DM said so.
If you look to your left, there's a boss fight.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got the little
And we'll
thing.
keep going down this hall,
Dagger.
and alright, another fight, guys. Guess what? I know you really want to explore that cave, but dude, we're on a mission. We gotta go to that city. Alright, NPC guy.
Alright,
Also,
NPC
something
guy.
that I've learned from my other DMs I play with that's really fun is if you make a really emotional NPC with the party, and if you want to show the threat of death to the campaign,
Oh yeah.
you kill your NPC.
Killing
in front
NPCs
of,
are so much fun. If you build some form of love up for an NPC and then just gut them for like...
Don't talk to me about Sharon,
reasons.
Enrique.
Oh, like Sharon? Yeah.
Don't talk to me
you like
about
Sharon?
those.
Yeah, they
Kentucky.
all, in the campaign, everyone loves Thos. At least these guys love Thos.
And
Knowing that Thos is going to die is kind of bugs them, which is, that means me as a DM, I have done a good job
Yeah, fuck you.
at some point in time.
Sharon!
And Sharon.
What was Sharon split in half or something?
Sharon was cut in half. because you
Eviscerated.
guys- Yeah, basically eviscerated.
I just like eviscerated the words.
You guys did not get to
That was-
Krypton time.
Shut up!
He was
Mary.
angelized.
to Mary.
Oh my god, and Mary!
Mary.
Why do you do this?
That was your fault, too.
Yep.
That was your fault, that's right.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Oh,
Next
it's not
question.
my fault.
It was your fault.
We're not going to get into it.
Next question.
Next question before we start.
For Trish and Jordan, with Ducky and Nanashi being the two longest running characters in the campaign, did the character growth that they went through ever surprise you as a player?
Yes.
How did or didn't it? And then, do you think that if gone through again, that the characters would have made different decisions that may have been more true to how you view the character should have?
Yes.
Mess up overall, dude.
Yes.
Like, yeah, no, definitely, like, no metagame with the fucking horse shit.
Yeah.
Because it would have saved me.
A horse.
Let's just not get ahead here.
The jokes. Yeah. It also, I also would have probably, like, necessarily done a lot more violent acts at certain points, just to, like, end issues quicker. Probably wouldn't have been, like, the smartest way, but it would have been resolved, like, the same
Quicker.
way.
Yeah. Nanashi's pretty fucking dark. He's like, I want information. I'm gonna break your fingers to get it.
Yeah.
Now, tell me what's the 1,000 minus 7?
No, he was more like, just like, I like your face. Ah, my nose.
What's your favorite finger?
What is your favorite finger?
God, he's
This
fucking
one.
evil.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And Ducky?
Yeah.
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 XP?
No, I kind of like how she went. I wouldn't change it. She surprised me because I started off as like this cute little, oh no, we can't, you know, don't listen to the dark side, Malachi. Nowadays she'd be like, no, fuck you, smite.
Yeah.
Oh, she did the middle finger in character. It was great. It was great. No, yeah, she would be a
That
lot
will
more.
save dough.
I'd probably start her off a little more assertive to
Like,
just get her
of
going.
course.
Now I can, like, imagine Ducky, like, it's like, when we, like, gear up for the final battle, it's like we all, like, sort of look different. Like, we're all fully fitted up. And you just see Ducky walk out with Clank. Clank is sort of dressed up in, like, a ghillie suit, like, bush outfit. She's wearing, like, the aviator goggles, and she has, like, a hat on with bullets surrounding it.
Are you basically saying, like, it's gonna be the commando skins? From
She
Old
just, like,
Weapons for every
no,
character?
she just pulls out, like, her staff, and it sort of glows red with, like, the fire of, like, her, like, of her firestone
Holy
thing.
fire.
Of her holy
Holy
fire, and she's
fire.
like, love the
fire,
smell of
Hawaii
holy
fire.
fire in the morning.
Oh my god, I wonder how it would have been like if Malachi was still with the party and we did the whole...
He'd be dead.
No.
He'd be dead.
He'd be dead.
He would be dead. Ducky would have killed him.
If-
At some
here's the
point, I'm
thing.
sorry.
Oh, we're gonna say if he was good or if he stayed the same.
No,
If he
if he
did the same,
if he
he
went to
died.
Weehas, you know, and he went,
That's
you know...
still pretty-
As
not
long as you
evil.
don't fuck up, you would have been
No,
fine.
no. I mean, if he went with Weehas and then we went to the whole Children of the Crypt thing and like
Oh no, Ducky would have killed you.
Oh,
no,
Malik,
Ducky
yeah,
killed
you would have been
Because you
killed.
were specified in the book that you
Right.
did that shit.
You- that
so
was
she
all of your
immediately
things you did.
saw your name and she's just like, that bitch tricked me.
And then you've been like,
And all
oh hell
of
no, and then I've
Malachi's
been like,
sins
what?
were
No,
not
look, and they're like,
ledger.
oh,
Oh,
oh shit.
Exactly.
The
And Ducky
second-
would just been like,
Like, it would have been a really interesting scene to see the party
Totally.
fight for him, because he would have slowly
He's
started
been like-
changing for good, and then
I-
Malachi would have been there. And
Would
then
we
everyone
judge
was
him
like,
for his
And
I
past?
then-
feel like we would all just turn slowly.
I'd look at him and go,
Of course, Nanashi would be like, I'm gonna kill the fucker.
shink!
There would have been no, yeah, Nanashi without hesitation would kill him, but everyone
So
else
that's
would be
what
really
a-
confused.
We would have to think about that.
No.
I've been like, you've lied
think-
to us for the past 3
You think
months.
Ducky wouldn't
Please
let go of
die.
his past?
I don't, depends on the
Because of
development.
his...
I don't
Depends on the
know.
development,
There's
because it
ghosts
seemed like-
following Ducky, and you guys went into a room with mutilated bodies, and it
That
was
would've
mentioned.
traumatized her.
It mentioned that. I mean, you like your in-game characters haven't forgotten that.
Yeah.
No, it would have been like
That would
mutilated
be something
bodies. This is
Malachi would've
horrible. And
done
then all of a sudden
before.
this book said it's like, so Malachi did all this bad shit. And
She'd
you're
just,
just
be
like,
honey.
But I changed.
Honey.
But I'm good now, but you weren't good forever.
You're-
bro.
you're just like
now,
1,000
at this
bodies.
Point, at this point, for Ducky, there's no forgiving Malachi
Well,
because
he went.
Yeah.
what happened was he switched so quickly. So maybe it would have been different if you just switched to Rihas
Yeah, that's what I
and
was
tried
saying.
to
Like,
repent
yeah, that's what I was.
and
That's
stayed
what,
at the Temple of Palor. She would be distrustful of him, but maybe she would have spared him. But because he did the flip, like, oh, I'm suddenly a Palorian, now she sees it as, okay, so he went to Palor for help, as a shield. And
that's not how he viewed it.
yeah, but that's what's
but
her,
it's not a
that's
matter
her
of how
thinking.
you view it, it's how she
So
views
at this
it.
point, yeah, she would have smited him. She's just like,
Plus, for those who like actually read the ledger too, like the Lord,
Malachi would have been sentenced to death. That's the
yeah,
problem.
that's
Yeah, no, if she didn't kill him, then
as
they
a
would've.
leader, his job is to,
Watermelons,
is to
dude.
distribute
Watermelons.
justice.
Oh,
And that would have been a sad moment because some people would be fighting for Malachi.
Yeah.
Like, look, he fought in the Scar.
look, he helped defend the world.
Yeah, like he did some bad.
do you
things,
see
but-
that level 20 shit? That was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, like if Malachi fought in the Scar, like that would be a huge point. In fact, if Schrader was
it would
still
have been
around,
it would have been a great
if Schrader
event.
was still around, he could use that as ammo to
Exactly.
overthrow the current government, saying like he killed one of the heroes of the Scar.
boom.
All because he had a bad past and tried to make it better. It would have been a very interesting thing.
It
that
would have
it's
been.
a lot of
and,
what
like,
ifs.
I was a child at the point. I had no control over what I did. It was like if I didn't do what the cult told me to do, I would have been killed myself.
No, I don't know. You love death, man.
Huge amount of what ifs, and it would have been really cool.
Yes, it's my God indeed.
So let's move on to the next.
Next.
Alright,
Brainwash.
for Enrique. With telling the story and world, were there ever any split decisions you had to improvise? Of those, which ones stuck around to be a significant positive to the world?
Would
Were
you
there-
consider Schrader being a split
Were
decision?
there any that you felt detracted from your world and the story? Also, why did or do you feel this or that way?
I
The
bet you.
specific example of what I feel like as a DM I did poorly was the Schrader coma incident.
Yeah.
I should have had him just die.
I was just like, I'm like, wow, I'm super
Yeah.
pissed that Jojo killed my character, but like, them's the rules.
Well, in
Them
your
is the rule.
defense,
Yeah.
at the time, Jordan, he played fucking Gunther and Melodia, so we were just like, oh god, he's throwing away characters. And
Yeah.
suddenly he got attached, and we're like,
Oh no.
no, you don't
Oh, no.
kill, he's finally attached to a character.
I'm like, I need this.
Yeah.
I will say this about the split decision things when it comes to improvisation. I'm not going to say what I've improv'd and what I haven't improv'd.
Good.
Because
Wait
as
until
a-
we finish it.
No, not
Oh,
even then.
okay.
Because
Oh.
as a DM, your job is to create this world, and you can, at most, you can create a foundation. And after you create your foundation, a lot of your work is improv. One of our good
This is
friends,
true.
Travis, said was, plan A through Z and expect your party to still go outside of that. Because they always will. There'll always be this big overarching thing that you're planning for, and then they somehow find a way to not even address that, and they find their own little path. Kind of like if you play Fallout 3. You don't have to go see Three Dog, you can go straight to fucking Rivet City. There's going to be plenty of moments where the party has to go somewhere,
Sometimes-
and they're going to do something else.
Sometimes when you're just
That's
in a
one of
random
those,
city,
like,
they ask
if
for
you
rumors
suck
and you
at
have to come
improv.
up with a new adventure just right on the spot.
Exactly. If you have to work really well with improv and creating things on the fly,
Improv.
and you can't let your players know when you're improving and when it's something that's planned, because there's chances where if it's a bad situation that comes from it, you're just like, well, that's just the story. But if it's good, they're like, wow, it seems like he planned a lot of this. And you got to keep that illusion going. These guys think this campaign is very, very well planned. In reality, it's some of it's
Enrique.
planned, some of it's not.
Enrique, no,
Because-
no. Stop being humble.
In a
Everything was
video game-
planned. Okay, everything was planned.
Everything was improv.
In a video game, it's scripted. It's railroaded. In reality, my story can only go so far while still taking into account their actions. So
Because it's one of those-
A lot of it's improv. A lot of it is planned, and that's just the nature of the game. But overall, it's fun either way.
Because as a DM, although you may plan from A to Z, doesn't mean your party knows their ABDs.
You know what else was a split decision? Karen.
That was she got split in half. I see what you did there.
All right, last question.
I think there's two more.
Oh,
For Enrique. Oh, no, wait,
That's
no.
for
You
JoJo.
going
For
down
JoJo
one?
and Enrique. With Luke, Ben, and Jerry's, JoJo's first character. He was retired because he went back to his home world. How did
Yeah.
that even come about as a plot point, and is that backstory used anywhere else, like
is he
Alvin?
is he in his home world?
Why was that plot point
Is he
used?
in his home world?
For me, it was because I wanted Luke and Lacreme to exist. So I made it so that Luke, along with his band of merry mercenaries, fought some sort of like magic user thing, and they fell into a portal, and he woke up in Stormglade. And in order to find a home, to a way back home, he figured, okay, well, my guys are mercenaries. They're probably doing mercenary work. Might as well do mercenary work.
Wah, check. Wah, check.
So,
Samurai Jack.
so
That's like the half the plot.
I went on the caravan with Zargus and was it Zargus?
Yeah, Zargus.
Zargus and Carl, and that's how Luke got into there. Alvin, I just thought because I had a character from La Creme, I had another character from La Creme, and I thought that La Creme was like just in his world, but we made it so that La Creme was in a pocket universe. So
La Creme, when I first created this world, I did not do a good job on character creation by sitting down with them and like finding where they fit in the world. And because of that, I had Luke, Ben, and Jerry's who came from a world that wasn't even in mine, and so I had to find a way quickly to make that make sense in the canon. And so the pocket dimension thing came about because there is pocket dimensions. Horizon Walkers have the ability at high levels to travel through different planes of existence and things like that. So I figured they must have been fighting a Horizon Walker. They got ripped from their reality to another when he must have fled, and now they're stuck in Stormblade. Then they found their way back, and that is the real only time that plot point was used, because it wrapped up nicely the plot hole we made, while still making it a point where if the party ever needed to call on Luke, Ben, and Jerry's, they totally could. Because clerics have the ability to use message, which you get 25 words or less, and you could send it cross-dimensionally.
Twitter.
Cross planes. And
old Twitter.
If I was to use it, I'd say something 25 words or less, and they get a 25 words or less reply.
Ducky?
So.
Oh yeah, there was a time when Becky sent a message to Luke after he
There's-
left just to say, "Hi, I hope you're safe wherever you are." And he's like,
I think it's like a 5% chance that it doesn't go through when it's cross-planar.
which is still
Which is still like really fucking good
Yeah.
for a cross-play message. It's basically Twitter on
So 95
International Twitter.
it's interdimensional Twitter.
the old Twitter.
It's like sending a Twitter message from here to Mars.
Yeah, that was the only
Exactly.
time that plot point was used. It was pretty cool.
Wait, so
and
does
I
that
like-
mean that Luke is a Martian?
No.
No, Luke.
I'm a dimensional.
No, I know, but I mean, he used the analogy of Mars. So.
No, I'm not a bug. Next question.
Not a bug.
Not a bug. I'm not a cook.
Wow.
Matthew
everyone.
McConaughey.
For everyone, how was your overall experience?
I don't know. We haven't finished it yet. We're not done. We're not done with this.
One more session. and
One
it's
more
over.
session.
There's waves of
10 out of 10 would play
emotions.
again.
All right, well let's try to figure what do you think?
Yeah.
I think you got an idea from just us talking of like our
We had a good
experience.
time.
Yeah.
We want more, but this feels like it has to end.
It's
so
right. It's the
It's
right
right.
ending.
It's
Whether
right.
it's the good or the bad one, it's the right one.
we're gonna do the good one.
And
Overall,
We're gonna do the good one.
I've had a good time.
It's been a long time coming.
Enrique,
Entertainment
now,
turn
what
around.
was your experience? Because we know how we feel about it.
How's it being a DM?
Yeah.
This is my first time DMing a major campaign. Back when I was in the Boy Scouts, I did do a lot of campaigns where we would just call them just role play, and I was ST, so storyteller. Had a lot of fun times with it. A lot of the people that I played with enjoyed it. It was just overall fun experience. So I had some, I guess, experience with this kind of stuff before then, but this is first official capacity, and it's been freaking amazing. I like all the people who've asked us questions, like today and over the last bit. Streaming it on Twitch and having people come out and talk to us over what I thought was initially going to be a private thing when we first started this. I didn't think.
Yeah, sorry.
I never thought we would stream on Twitch or we'd post videos on YouTube and people would actually watch them. That's not something you really you don't go into something thinking that's going to happen, and it just kind of does, and you appreciate it. So I'm pretty happy. I'm very happy, actually, about all of it.
Good. It was funny.
It was fun.
Amazing. So
Um,
go out there and play D&D with friends.
One last
Yeah.
question? Or
Yeah, Satan.
What?
present/future plans?
Oh, like future campaigns?
Yeah.
And okay.
Or
Silent Hill.
something? Or
We
like
have
Silent Hill.
Winheim that Trish is doing. Winheim Chronicles. That's going to be the next
We
big
actually have one still going.
Call the crystals. Hopefully these two get home safe.
We have Call of the Crystals. We might do this Silent Hill one based on a few characters, but I think it's most of this room.
Not me.
Actually. Minus you, but
You're going to
additional-
sit in.
Yeah, we got Tenzin, Jordan, myself, And then who's our
Laura.
Laura
Oh.
Pablo.
and Pablo?
And those are
Pablo is from Call of the Crystals. Laura is
Laura.
one of our other friends.
Laura.
You probably
Laura's
seen her in,
from
like, a couple
Elise.
videos.
Oh
Yeah, she
Laura
played
has
Elise.
sit in. She played Elise.
Laura was Elise.
She was in
Yeah,
a
she actually played.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was
She
there.
played. She played
and then
greatly.
Trisha will be doing the DM for the Silent Hill one.
Woohoo. I like
Um,
horror. Yay. Horror.
Way off in the future, once I get the system nailed down,
Fallout.
there will be a Fallout one. I don't know if that'll be streamed technically because you won't be. You might
I
not
won't be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get crossplay.
Yeah, if I start streaming myself, I finally have the computer that can do that, so I might do it.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey, hey.
Oh, hey, girl. Hey.
I know.
mean, I have something planned, but
We're-
I'm still working.
And do
on
we
it.
have any on that you're part of the world doing together? Or?
We're waiting for the DLC.
Oh yeah, then there's obviously the Stormblade DLC, which is the Ultimarian Wars, the bad ending alternate universe, the DLC of kind of like, hey, would you like to fight the Tarask?
Nope. Or the dragon at the bottom
Or-
of Paylord.
Can we just be like, hey, Tarask, you can understand this, but you can't speak. You want to pull from the necromantic thing?
Yeah.
It just kind of goes.
There's the
Oh, shit.
the Twin Deserts to the west. There's a campaign out there. There's sort of a campaign in the northern region for the Dark Forest. I am more excited about the very short campaign that would be the alternate ending. That one probably. would
I'm
not
super
be-
super excited.
That one would be fun. I have been thinking about it for a while now.
Anyway,
But that
after
is that's
this
all
one.
future plans.
after this last session, we got Call of the Crystals. Windheim's coming up. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna stream the Silent Hill thing. That's kind of a private
Mm-hmm.
thing. That's
Private
To
to
fuck with,
horrifying.
to fuck with everyone.
Yeah, that's to the fuck with everyone. Tenzin's got one going right now, but that's in real life thing.
Yeah, you do real life meetings.
I get better roleplay out of people when I see them.
To be honest, this is our first time being in one room together, like actually doing something for Shadow
Like
Nerull.
not together, but like for Shadow Nerull. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And yeah, oh my god.
I guess ultimately we'd like to say thank you to
Thank
everyone
you.
who asked us questions.
Oh my God.
All
All 65 of you.
You have made this experience so much better just by watching. It's been really
Thanks
great.
everyone.
Thank you
and
for including us in your
Yeah.
idea of your world.
Thank you.
for
And if you
inviting
liked
us.
everything, just subscribe right here.
No,
No, do it.
no.
Do it for real. For real.
you can follow. You
Yeah.
Don't subscribe. That's money.
Yeah.
No.
Unless it's like the YouTube subscription thing. Then.
That's what I was
Oh,
thinking.
okay.
Oh,
okay.
you do-
Okay.
Yeah.
You're top down there.
We'd have
Watch
to.
out for us. We're not done yet.
We're not done.
We have one more session.
We have one more session.
One more to go, and then it's over.
We just got to find a time to all sit down like this and get it all said and done. And we have to figure out if we're going to do it online or
We're
in
at
person.
school.
Yeah, we're.
I think
Yeah,
we should do
we're
it
at
in
college
person.
right now, and we just decided to take up one of the
I think we should
library.
do the last session in person.
No, but that's what.
Yeah, but
Does
we
we
have
have
to.
Well, we'll
With the-
talk about that after this is over, but there's reasons why we're doing it like that. Anyway,
You
You
wanna
got to
come in here?
meet
Blah, blah,
us. You got to meet.
goodbye everyone. It was fun. Thank you.
blah. Get in here! What the hell?
Thumbnail.
All right. Bye everyone.